I'm Doug Brown. The Celtics made the decision to suspend coach Ime Udoka for a year after an independent investigation. Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe.
I think they're surprised. I think they're disappointed, and they like Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka is a good coach. He was good to his players. He was hard on his players, but they begin to respond to that. They begin to get used to his style. And so this is a big disappointment for them.
Gary Washburn on Canty and Carlin. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Udoka's suspension followed his relationship with a female team staffer. The Bills will be without 4 defensive starters for Sunday's game against the Dolphins. Corner Dane Jackson, safety Micah Hyde, and defensive linemen Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver will all be out. Colts linebacker Shaquille Leonard will miss his 3rd straight game to start the season. He's coming off back surgery. The team's 2 top wideouts will play against the Chiefs Sunday. Alec Pierce out of concussion protocol. Michael Pittman Jr. back from a quad injury.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yushu. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Football Friday edition of AFR. Lock loaded, a ton to do. Phil Steele in less than 15 minutes, previewing the biggest games in college football. Sam Hauser from ESPN Radio in Albuquerque. He'll be with us here in about 30 minutes from right now to give us a closer look at Los Lobos, which are coming into Baton Rouge for a game tomorrow night in Tiger Stadium. All right, speaking of the LSU-New Mexico game, we did get some news on Thursday night when Brian Kelly met with the media. Kayshon Boutte, by now you probably know, will not play for LSU on Saturday. He and his girlfriend welcomed in their new son yesterday evening. So congrats to Kayshon Boutte. He has been excused from the team presently and for the game on Saturday, and wish him all the luck. Hope Kayshon got plenty of rest up until this point in his life, because my goodness, those days are probably just about over now that he's a dad. But congrats to Kayshon. In the meantime, that does leave open tremendous opportunity for some of the other wide receivers. And when Brian Kelly met with the media on Thursday night, he did talk about how they're going to handle the wide receiver room without Kayshon Boutte.
You'll see, Jack Besh obviously in the slot receiver position, and I think Malik can bounce in there as well. You'll see Karen Lacey at the W or in the boundary quite a bit, and Brian Thomas can float into that position as well. Chris Hilton will play quite a bit out at the X as well. So we think we've got a nice rotation that will keep us in a really good situation as well.
So I am genuinely interested in this ball game to see how the receiver reps are divvied up and who steps up. Kayshon, and the reason primarily is because even though Kayshon Boutte's numbers haven't really popped this year, it's largely because he draws so much attention. There's a lot of things we've talked about, right? Protection hasn't been great. Jaden Daniels at times has chosen to run over throwing the football. And then on top of that, whenever you have all of the attention Kayshon draws from a defense, it's just going to be more difficult to get him the football. They've tried, as we mentioned. Look, the Florida State game, the second play of the game, they threw it to him in the end zone. It was a tough catch, but a catchable ball. He didn't come down with it. There was the skinny post at the goal line in the second quarter that hit him when he didn't have his head turned around. Not placing blame. We just, there's been different explanations. But, again, there have been opportunities. He had a drop in the fourth quarter against Florida State. They pushed him the ball against Southern. And, look, the second play of the game against Mississippi State, he had an 18-yard reception. So Kayshon's got 10 catches for 93 yards, a long of 21 on the season. So he's had some success. He's got the second most catches on the team behind only Malik Neighbors at 14. But with Kayshon not there, where does the defense focus its attention? That's going to be really interesting to see. And my guess is probably Malik Neighbors, because he's the guy with the big game-breaking ability who has flashed on the screen. It's hard to watch an LSU game and not see number 8, especially the way he made plays late in the ball game against Mississippi State. He's your leading receiver as far as receptions, yards, and yards per catch. So if Kayshon Boutte's not on the field and you're a defense thinking, okay, where are we going to focus all of our attention? Naturally, it would be Malik Neighbors. Well, if that's the case, well, then who steps up with the opportunities? Certainly, Jere Jenkins has 3 touchdowns on the season. He's a veteran and awesome. Brian Thomas is a really good one to mention. And listen, Brian Kelly this week has been so adamant that they're going to push the ball to Jack Besh this week. And Besh only has 2 catches on the season. He does have the touchdown reception against Southern. And he also mentioned by name there Kyron Lacey, the transfer who looks really good. But guys like Lacey and Chris Hilton have just kind of been caught in a logjam at that position. Again, you're not better without your best player. You're not better without Kayshon on the field, of course. But it's going to give other guys opportunities this week. And New Mexico is a really interesting team because, listen, they've struggled offensively. New Mexico isn't a great offensive team, but their defensive coordinator, Rocky Long, who's 72 years old, previously was the head coach at New Mexico, then went to San Diego State. He's back at New Mexico now as the defensive coordinator, and their defense has played well. They gave up 31 to Boise State, but by and large, this is a pretty good defense when you look at it. 188 yards through the air per game and just 74 on the ground. They're allowing only 286 yards per game. So that's a good New Mexico defense, and it's going to be a challenge for this LSU offense to attack it. The flip side of it is New Mexico's offense just isn't very good. So it's going to be hard for them to score on LSU, provided LSU doesn't provide them opportunities with turnovers, et cetera. So that's the reason the line is 31.5 right now. But I'm very interested, if you're looking for storylines within the game to see, that's as good as any. As we've wanted to see LSU's passing game kind of evolve and develop a little bit, how does it do so without Kayshon Boutte on the field? That will be really interesting to watch this week. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, here's the picture. It's Kayshon did post on his Instagram several photos of from the delivery room. Here's one of Kayshon holding his baby boy. Brian Kelly joked, or maybe he was serious, that they've already offered a scholarship to Kayshon's son. I believe he'd be like class of 2041, maybe. What would be 18 years from now? So we're in 22, so it'd be 32, 40. So 40? Yeah, the 40. Class of 40. So class of 40 or 40, I guess, but he's also, he's an August or September birthday, so he can either be like the youngest guy in the next class or the oldest guy in one class. So yeah, they'll figure that out when he gets to the age. But congrats to Kayshon Boutte, a new father. And, someone did ask, could that be part of the reason why we've seen Kayshon have a little bit of a slow start to the season? I maybe, and I wouldn't discredit that. I think there's a lot of things that could factor in. I think what we already mentioned, it is a new offense, a new quarterback who maybe hasn't been as willing to throw at times as we've seen. That's part of it. I think defenses focusing so much coverage on Kayshon Boutte is certainly part of it. I think the fact that he hasn't played since the middle of October. Remember, Kayshon didn't have spring. He only really got full speed during the summer and then into fall camp. So, this is the first time he's played in a game since he broke his leg against Kentucky. So some rust, I think, could be part of it as well. And what's to say that expecting your first child didn't maybe distract you a little bit? Perhaps now that that his son is born and healthy and has arrived, maybe that clears his mind a little bit. So Kayshon will be back, no doubt, when LSU goes to Auburn next week, and maybe it'll be a good reset for him, as LSU will will need to play well against New Mexico, go on the road and beat Auburn in their first SEC road game of the Brian Kelly era. All right, it's after further review. A ton we're going to get to. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. We'll knock out a quick break. Bottom of this hour, about 20 minutes, we're going to talk to Sam Hauser from ESPN Radio in Albuquerque, get a preview of the Lobos. When we come back, though, we do it every Friday. Phil Steele joins us to preview the biggest games of the college football weekend. Our weekly chat with Phil Steele is coming up. We're brought to you by our friends over at Schutz Electric, online at cesofla.com. That's cesofla.com. I was having lunch today, actually with Adam and Jay from Insurance Network of Louisiana, and they were asking me about the whole home generator. And I couldn't be more I couldn't have been more impressed with the level of service that Schutz provided. I'm very big on customer service. I'll always pay a premium for great customer service. And you don't need to pay a premium, and you still get great customer service from Schutz. Top to bottom, start to finish, they handled everything with our generator install, coordinating with the power company, all the permitting with the city. They did everything, and they were awesome. They communicated throughout at Schutz Electric, cesofla.com. Don't let a power outage wreck your life. When the power goes out, your whole home generator pops on and powers your entire home. And that's what Schutz Electric does. Schutz Electric, cesofla.com. All right, it's after further review. Our chat with Phil Steele is coming up next on AFR.
AFR.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Come on over to Corval Toyota and meet with a sales specialist to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
It is a Football Friday tradition here on AFR. We preview the biggest games of the college football weekend with none other than Phil Steele. Make sure you get to philsteele.com. You can learn more about Phil Steele Plus, and of course, you take the Phil Steele Plus tour at the Phil Steele YouTube channel every Friday. Phil, we appreciate you. As always, how are you?
You know, I'm doing great. How about yourself today, Matt?
Well, it was a good week in Baton Rouge this week. LSU gets the win over Mississippi State, a big conference win. I think spirits are high, and probably shouldn't have very much of a dramatic weekend, I wouldn't anticipate, with New Mexico coming in. But I'll get a thought on that game coming up. Phil, let's start with actually tonight's ball game, which I'm interested in. It's an ACC matchup. Virginia up at the venue formerly known as the Carrier Dome, now the JMA Wireless Dome. And Syracuse is a 9.5-point favorite in that ball game. The line may look a little big. I'm curious, Phil, should we expect a more competitive game tonight?
Actually, I do like Syracuse minus the 9.5 tonight. I think when you look at Syracuse, they really played it up in the Dome in the opener against Louisville. I think Louisville's a better team than Virginia, and they beat them 31-7. Last week against Purdue, they had their opportunities. They led that thing by 10 in the fourth quarter, but needed a late comeback to win it. But I like the way that Garrett Schrader's throwing the football and Robert Anae's offense. He's hitting 66% with a perfect 8-0 ratio. Last week, Sean Tucker, I thought, ran a little tentative. He should be back to being Sean Tucker this week. And if that's the case, their offense is going to be tough. And then let's go back to look at that Virginia and Illinois matchup 2 weeks ago. In the first half, Illinois turned the ball over 4 times, yet somehow was still winning 24-3. In fact, Virginia, with their young offensive line, only had 4 first downs after 3 quarters. They got 9 garbage first downs late in the game when they were down big. So add it all up, I think that Virginia's young offensive line struggles against Syracuse in the Dome. I like Tucker and Schrader. And, of course, Robert Anae, the offensive coordinator for Syracuse, knows the Virginia players inside and out. Brennan Armstrong really struggling behind that offensive line and without Anae. In fact, Brennan Armstrong has a 2-3 ratio this year.
Yeah, it's certainly looks like Dino Babers, maybe a little bounce back this year there at Syracuse. Saturday morning, Phil, in the 11 a.m. Central window on ABC is an interesting one. Clemson, which is 3-0. The final scores have looked impressive, but at times maybe Clemson hasn't looked quite like Clemson. They're on the road in Winston-Salem against a ranked and 3-0 Wake Forest team, and the line's only 7. Phil, is Clemson on upset alert this week?
You know, normally if I look at this game and just watching Clemson play so far this year, you're absolutely correct. I have not been blown away with them in any of their 3 games. The Georgia Tech game was close late in the third quarter. Louisiana Tech game was 34-20. The offense hasn't looked great. The defense has looked pretty good, but the offense hasn't looked great, and they've struggled. And Wake looked really good against Vanderbilt and VMI. Last week, maybe a look-ahead situation against Liberty. Needed a late score to pull it out. But I love the matchups in this game for Clemson. I think if you go back to look at Wake, whenever they play a dominant defensive line, like they did last year with Clemson, like they did last year with Pitt in the ACC title game, or even last week, Liberty's defensive line, which is not anywhere near Clemson's, but is still pretty good, held them to 21 yards rushing, and Wake Forest needed a late score just to pull out that win. I think Clemson's defensive line blows up that Wake Forest offensive line, much like they did last year. Takes away the slow mesh that has made Wake Forest nearly unstoppable. And on the flip side of the coin, as lethargic as Clemson's offenses look so far, I'll go back to last year. Which game did they have their best game against? Well, it was Wake Forest. Yep. They put up 542 yards which was almost 200 yards above their season average. They put up 48 points, which was almost 22 points above their season average. So I think Clemson will move the ball on Wake. And on the flip side of the coin, the key to the game for me is Clemson's defensive line blowing up that slow mesh at the line of scrimmage.
Phil, what about also a couple of more in the 11 a.m. Central window? In the Big 12, Baylor's on the road in Ames, Iowa. Iowa State, a 2.5-point home favorite over the ranked Baylor Bears. Of course, Baylor had the tough loss a couple of weeks ago at BYU. How do you see this one going there in Ames Saturday morning?
Yeah, let's go back to last year's matchup between these two. I thought Iowa State dominated the game. They had a 27-15 first down edge. They had a 479 to 282 yard edge. They did everything but win the football game. And what happened is after Iowa State lost that game, their season went south. After Baylor won that game, they were a completely different team. They started playing with momentum, ended up going on and winning the Big 12. This year, Blake Shapen has been okay at the quarterback spot, but they lost their top two guys, Smith and Ebner. Now, Ebner was actually responsible for 2 kick return touchdowns against Iowa State last year, so I don't think they're going to be as beneficial with the kick returns and punt returns like they were last year. Iowa State with Matt Campbell, he's always at his best when they're under the radar. And they came in picked in the lower half of the Big 12 this year, 1 year after being picked in the AP top 10 in the preseason. And back in that situation, they went into Iowa and had a 313 to 150 yard edge, 21 to 11 first down edge. I think Hunter Deckers puts up bigger numbers this year than Brock Purdy did last year. He's already hitting 74% with an 8-3 ratio. Defense is close. I give Iowa State the edge in offense. Big home edge. I like Iowa State to win this one at home.
Phil Steele is with us. He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Phil, next week LSU heads to the plains of Auburn. Tomorrow, Missouri, another Tiger, heads to the plains of Auburn to take on the Auburn Tigers. And I'm not sure what to make of Auburn right now. They got blasted by Penn State last week, as we saw, and now no TJ Finley. The pressure cooker is there for Brian Harsin, and Phil, you wonder what would happen if they lose as a home favorite to Missouri. Thoughts on Missouri at Auburn Saturday morning?
Yeah, there may be a different head coach if they lose at home against Missouri this week. But I'll say this. You know, you go back and take a look at that Oregon-Georgia game to start out the year. Oregon got blown out 49-3. But if you watch the game, in the first half, Oregon had 14 first downs. And what we've seen is a different Oregon team the last 2 weeks. I bring that up because really, if you watch the Auburn-Penn State game in the first half, I mean, Auburn had a 13-8 first down edge. They had a 242 to 207 yard edge. They were only down 7-6 late in the half, gave up one big run for a touchdown, and were down 14-6 at the half, settling for a couple of field goals, and had a stop on downs on another one. So they really played Penn State even in the first half. Then it snowballed into them in the second half, much like the Oregon-Georgia game did. I don't think Auburn's that bad. Now, Finley, I thought, had his best game last week. I'd like to have him available here, but Robbie Ashford's been getting work. They've got Bigsby. They've got Hunter in the backfield, and the defense should be stronger this week. And when you look at Missouri, remember they trailed Kansas State 40-6 in the fourth quarter. I think Missouri is maybe one of the weaker teams in the SEC this year. Auburn should be able to get this one at home by over a touchdown.
Phil Steele is with us. We will talk LSU. I'll get a thought on LSU, New Mexico. A lot of people don't know much about the Lobos. We'll get to that as we wrap up. As we move sort of throughout the rest of the day, Phil, and into the afternoon, the big one in the SEC is, of course, Florida at Tennessee, a ranked-on-ranked matchup. Feels like if Tennessee can't get this one at home against Florida, you start to wonder, like, when can they ever get one again against Florida? It's a big line. Tennessee's a 10.5-point favorite. How do you see it on Rocky Top?
And how many times since 1976, Matt, has Tennessee been a double-digit favorite against Florida?
Oh, I know you have it in front of you. I'm going to say, is this the first time?
First time. 0. They have not been a double-digit favorite until – Nice guess there, Matt. Good call.
It was definitely a guess, but if it had happened, it would have happened certainly pre-Spurrier, and you probably would have been predating me a little bit.
And, Florida is actually 16-1 the last 17 matchups in this series. In that span, the last 7 times Tennessee has actually been favored over Florida, they've lost 6 of them straight up. Only once have they even won the game straight up. So the series history is clearly all Florida. If you want to go on series history, you got yourself a real strong play on Florida. But you're going to need Anthony Richardson to look like he did against Utah, rather than the Anthony Richardson we saw against Kentucky when Florida blew a 9-point lead because of his 2 costly interceptions, or the one we saw against USF. Once again, 2 costly interceptions kept USF in that game. Florida needed a late comeback to pull out the win. Richardson hasn't even thrown a touchdown pass yet this year. But I do think the potential's there for Richardson. Florida is definitely in Tennessee's head, going 16-1 the last 17 games. So I like the underdog here with Florida to potentially, like has happened the last 7 times Tennessee's been favored, pull the upset.
Phil Steele is here with us. A couple of more that I want to get to. One other big one in the SEC, another ranked-on-ranked matchup is going to happen in Jerry World. Texas A&M, of course, they beat Miami last week at home. Arkansas, ranked 10th in the country, comes in 3-0. Phil, incredibly, Texas A&M has owned this series since they've been in the Southeastern Conference, and it feels like a massive spot for Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies. How do you see it Saturday night in Arlington?
Yeah, and I think it is huge for Jimbo and company because you look at what they've got coming up. At Mississippi State, at Alabama the next 2 weeks. They lose this one, they could easily start the season 2-4. Now, I was very impressed with Arkansas the first 2 weeks of the year, beat Cincinnati and South Carolina handily, I might add. The run game's working for them. They're averaging 244 yards per game, 5 yards per carry. Defense has been a little questionable, though. Their defensive pass defense allowing 353 yards per game. I think Max Johnson can be able to throw on them. I like a Chain. I like Anaya Smith. I've been more impressed with Arkansas in the first 3 games than I have with Texas A&M, which actually got outgained last week by Miami, but won by 8. But I just think Texas A&M has more talent. It's a must-win situation. So I'm going to lean with Texas A&M to come out of there with the win.
All right, Phil, 2 other ones where I want to ask about highly ranked teams that could be on upset alert. One, let's go up to Columbus, Ohio State, hosting Wisconsin. On paper, you wouldn't think Ohio State should be a 19-point favorite over Wisconsin, but here they are. So is this as one-sided as the odds makers have it?
You know, you look at that Wisconsin loss to Washington State, which is really the reason the line's where it is. Wisconsin had a 22-10 first down edge. They moved the ball. They didn't allow a lot of yards. They played a really good game, except a couple of key plays here and there, and all of a sudden they end up with a loss, and that's why the line's where it's at. But the one thing about Ohio State and their defense under Jim Knowles is if you watch Jim Knowles' defense at Oklahoma State, he didn't have the athletes he has here, and it took a couple of years for them to get to the state that they were last year. I think you're going to see Ohio State's defense get better and better each week. They played a pretty good Toledo defense last week, and they chewed them up for 77 points. I think Ohio State's got the best offense in the country, and even if Travion Henderson doesn't play, remember it was Mayan Williams that took over on that late drive against Notre Dame. I think they're fine at running back. They've got dangerous receivers. They got C.J. Stroud. And the thing about Wisconsin is if you take away that run game, they tend to struggle. They didn't top 200 yards against Washington State, and they lost. I think that's Jim Knowles' thing. He's going to try to take away Braylon Allen and Ches Maluzzi. And I do like Ohio State to win this one, probably by about 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
And for the record, Matt, I think the winner of the Big Ten West, which I still think is going to be Wisconsin, probably has 2 Big Ten losses this year.
Interesting. Yeah, the Big Ten West is it's always tough to figure out who's going to come out there and have the right to get beaten by Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. If there was any school while Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma that gave Oklahoma more trouble than Kansas State, maybe Texas, I don't know who it is. So here's Kansas State going to Norman. Last week might have been, Phil, a little bit of a look-ahead spot for Kansas State when they got popped at home by Tulane. It's a 12.5-point line. OU favored at home. It's the night game on Fox. What do we think? Is Oklahoma in a sticky spot here with the Wildcats coming in?
I like Oklahoma to win this one by a couple of touchdowns. I was very impressed with their offense last week. You know, I thought Nebraska was in one of those situations with an interim head coach where they play the game of their lives. That thing got to be 7-0 Nebraska, and you're like, uh-oh, here we go. And then the next thing you know, it's 49-7. Dylan Gabriel looked like the Dylan Gabriel at UCF in 2019 when his offense coordinator was Jeff Levy. They put up 580 yards, and Nebraska got a late touchdown to make it 49-14. So the defense with Venables, strong. Dylan Gabriel looked really good. Marvin Mims is an unstoppable receiver. And I think Oklahoma comes well prepared for this. And remember, the last time they were here in 2020, they sort of let Kansas State off the hook in that game. They were totally dominating it. You're in the middle of the third quarter. It's 35-7. Heck, I'm changing it from TV 2 all the way to TV 11 because this thing is over. And Kansas State comes back and pulls the upset. I don't think there's any let up here for Oklahoma this time.
What about in Corvallis? Southern Cal has certainly had their struggles over the years in Corvallis, the fog rolling in there at Reser Stadium. A lot of people looking at that line going 5.5. That is a stinky line of the week. What about Lincoln Riley now? Any issues with the Beavers on Saturday night?
Yeah, from what I hear, a lot of money coming in on Oregon State this week, which is the reason it's come down from 7 to 5.5. One of the biggest action games out there in Vegas or at the other sports books. And I'll tell you what, Oregon State impressed me in the opener against Boise, beating them 34-17. It wasn't really that close. They went into Fresno, came out with the win. Now, last week they beat Montana State, but that game was played in a soccer stadium in Portland. They're back at home. Last year they were undefeated at home. Now they've already got one big win at home. I like the way Chance Nolan's throwing the football. The defense plays well. And I could poke holes in a lot of USC. I mean, you look at the Rice game, they got 3 interception returns for touchdowns. Stanford got to the 4 and 2 yard lines of USC. Mm-hmm. They fumbled and they got intercepted in the end zone. And last week, Jake Haener got injured for Fresno State, and they pulled away and won that thing 45-17. But the one thing I can't take away from USC is their offense has been unstoppable. It seems like every time they get the ball, they score a touchdown. And I think they're going to be able to handle this road test this week. A very potent offense. I'm going to go with USC to come out of there with the win by a touchdown or more.
Phil, any issues with LSU welcoming in New Mexico, a team that maybe LSU fans don't know much about other than Brian Urlacher played there about 20 years ago?
And, you know, the thing about New Mexico this year, Rocky Long, I think, is one of the best defensive minds in all of football, and his defense is playing great this year, giving up just 230 yards per game on the season. They're holding opponents to 78 yards below their season average. Now, offensively, they're not very good. LSU's got a shot at an upset. They've got Miles Kendrick, the Kansas transfer at the QB spot. He's got a regular 3-3 ratio. When I talked to Coach Gonzalez prior to the year, they said they might be working in a lot of option. LSU should be prepared for that. And it's an offense that has had a couple of moments here and there, but they only had 8 first downs against Boise. So I don't know if New Mexico is going to score. I think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. Rocky Long really has an excellent defense, but it is one where if LSU gets ahead and forces New Mexico to start throwing the football, then you could probably expect a couple interceptions to get some margin. But no, LSU will walk away with this one.
He is just the best, and you will get thorough breakdowns like that on every single college football game at Phil Steele Plus. Phil, you always are so generous giving up the Phil Steele Plus tour and free picks every Friday at the YouTube channel. Tell the folks about Phil Steele Plus and what they get.
Yeah, it's on a nice roll. The Phil Steele Plus tour with selections went 6-0 last week. Previous week was 4-2, so on a nice 10-2 run.
Hey man,
for
you're
the
just out here.
selections.
You're just out here paying.
Absolutely.
You're paying for kids' colleges out here. That's what you're doing, Phil.
And it's absolutely free. All you have to do is go to philsteele.com and check out the daily blog, and it'll take you to the YouTube channel. Or just go to YouTube and get the Phil Steele Tour September 23rd, and you get this week. You get 6 plays for free, and then I give you 5 quick hitters on top of it. Now, the quick hitters, Matt, they're only 6-4 the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that's it?
Got to work on them a little bit. But I tell you what, I'll take a winning week any week. 3-2 is good for me, and it's 3-2 each of the last 2 weeks.
Make sure you take the Phil Steele Plus tour there at the Phil Steele YouTube channel and get to philsteele.com to learn more about Phil Steele Plus. He is the man, Phil Steele, on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Phil, you're the best. We always appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good. We'll be talking about a 3-1 LSU team next week.
That is music to many Tiger fans' ears, and going to an Auburn team that may be a mess. All right, we'll go around the SEC next. Our tailgate segment coming up in about 15 minutes. Theriot in studio next hour. We'll continue on AFR.
AFR.
Fall is in the air. Okay, you may not be able to tell by the thermostat because it's still like 90 degrees outside. As a matter of fact, it's 94 degrees right now. But It's September the 23rd. We're almost to October. It is time to start decorating for fall, regardless of what the thermostat says, because the calendar says that it's time, and Clegg's Nursery can help you. Buy local, shop local, any of the 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Not only at Clegg's do they have all of your decor for this time of year, pumpkins and squash and hay bales and gourds and scarecrows. If you are a deer hunter, remember, they got you as well. Bags and bags and bags of buckbusters, of Mo Bucks, the deer corn, the rice bran, all the stuff that you need to bring in the big buck. They've got you at Clegg's Nursery, any of the 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. And remember, they're partnered with True Value Hardware Store. So anything you'd find at a True Value Hardware Store, you find at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local, Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese?
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
The goods from Chris's Specialty Foods have arrived. Tressie will be in studio here in just a second. Theriot in 20 minutes from right now. Right now, though, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions.
All right, let's just run through the slate in the SEC as we do here on Fridays. Muse, feel free to jump in if there's anything that jumps off the page to you. Georgia opens up a 45-point favorite against Kent State. They open the slate on the day. Maybe the only interesting thing is, can Stetson Bennett continue to stat pad?
Yeah, man. Keep the Heisman campaign going.
Missouri at Auburn, do you have a feeling on it?
I really don't. I think it's two bad football teams. But Auburn's more talented. They should win the game, but it's just chaos on the Plains, it feels like.
I did have a conversation. This should not surprise anyone, but I did have a conversation with someone very close to that program today that said that if they do lose to Missouri, you would expect a coaching change after tomorrow. So that LSU could potentially be going to Missouri or to Auburn next week facing an interim coach. If Auburn wins, they play LSU and then Georgia, then their bye. If they lose to LSU and Georgia, then you'd probably expect something at the bye. Mississippi State back at home against Bowling Green. They're a 31-point favorite. The big one in the afternoon is Florida against Tennessee. Tennessee a 10.5-point favorite. As Phil Steele noted, Anthony Richardson still has not thrown a touchdown pass. Florida did have an 11-game winning streak in this series. Hey, bro, if Tennessee can't get this one at home, when are you ever going to get one?
It has that feeling.
Ole Miss at home against Tulsa. Both teams can score. You got a feeling on the 21-point line?
No, not really. I mean, I would probably.
Thank you, Muse.
I'd probably take Ole Miss, but I'm not going to sit there and actually bet on that game.
65.5 is the total. Over could be a fun play on that one. Kentucky hosts Northern Illinois. The Cats are a 27-point favorite. Charlotte is at South Carolina, another blowout. Alabama is going to absolutely house Vanderbilt. They're a 40.5-point favorite in a conference game. We'd have to look up to see how many times there has been an SEC game where the spread has been more than 40.
I mean,
not many. That's one. I think maybe when LSU went to Vandy in 2019, it might have been close, but not often. That's one of them. And then, of course, the big one, Arkansas against Texas A&M and Jerry World. A&M a slight 2-point favorite. Who do you think wins it?
I like the Hogs.
You do like the Hogs?
I like the Hogs.
We're going to disagree because I think A&M is going to win that game. We'll do that with our guest picker, though, coming up at 5 o'clock when Theriot is in studio as well. There you have it. That's your slate in the Southeastern Conference, brought to you by our friends over at Gulf Coast Office Products. They're online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you get at Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of LSU Athletics for 20 years now. 45 years in business. That's Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, it's after further review. We've got our tailgate segment coming up here in just a quick second. Of course, Phil gave you a whole bunch of picks, just ran through the SEC slate. If you want to bet on any of those games, DraftKings is a great spot to do it. New customers bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Like, you could bet $5 on LSU to beat New Mexico, and if they do, they'll give you $200 in free bets. New customers bet just $5 on any game, get $200 in free bets, but you got to use the promo code Baton Rouge. Again, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook, download the app, use the promo code Baton Rouge. New customers bet just $5 on any game. If your team wins, they'll give you $200 in free bets. And, of course, everyone can expand their winnings with same-game parlays. With each leg you add, the more money you can win, up to 100% more. It's incredible right now at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Football is here, y'all. Baseball postseason's right around the corner. Get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. One boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Parlay and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-877-7-0-STOP. Sam Hauser from ESPN Radio in Albuquerque was good enough to be a little flexible. We kind of had a log jam. So he's going to join us at the bottom of next. So 45 minutes. So we'll go to New Mexico, get a little closer look at the Lobos about 45 minutes from right now because we went long with Phil Steele. That was my fault. But there was a lot of games I wanted to pick. Muse, any game that Phil picked that you either that you disagreed that you're most interested in watching tomorrow outside of the conference?
No, I liked the Iowa State pick a lot. I actually have Iowa State as well over Baylor. I liked that pick a lot.
What do you feel about SC and Oregon State?
I lean USC there. I just do. I laid the points with them on the road at Stanford. That worked. The offense to me feels very unstoppable right now. Caleb Williams is in complete control.
The thing about the Stanford game, and I had Stanford, and Stanford was getting 8 at home. Stanford did fumble inside the 5. They threw an interception in the end zone. Like, USC, the offenses looked awesome. That's undeniable. But they have been vulnerable at times. Like, if you're watching them, they've looked vulnerable at times. I agree with you on the offense. Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, all that. But what happens if you get into a physical style matchup, a dogfight of sorts? I hate to be cliche. Oregon State's going to try to do that. Like, it's the old adage, styles make fights. This may not be a great fight for SC. I mean, unless if they can just get up early and just have the Avalanche go with points. If they get into a dogfight, man, I've seen that. I have seen that movie before up in Corvallis.
I was going to say, especially at Reser Stadium.
Yeah. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. We're brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. That's where T-Bob and I will be tomorrow after LSU New Mexico for Whiskey and Wine. That's where we are our home for Whiskey and Wine all season long. as soon as the LSU games go final. All right, we'll knock out our final break here of hour number one. We'll come back. Tressie will be in studio with us for our tailgate segment. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Of course, the Baton Rouge General expanding healthcare in the Baton Rouge area. Let me remind you, if you're going to be out at campus tomorrow and you find yourself in need of medical help, the Baton Rouge General has their express care location. So it's walk-in, urgent care, 7 days a week. They've got the Dutchtown location, but they got 2 locations on either end of LSU's campus as well. So on Highland, just through the south gates of LSU, and then if you're on Nicholson, they are directly across from Tiger Stadium. That's where you can find the other location of the Baton Rouge General Express Care. So it's walk-in, urgent care, 7 days a week. So if you're out at campus and you find yourself in need of medical help, remember, you've got Baton Rouge General Express Care locations right there to help you. Of course, the Baton Rouge General expanding healthcare in Baton Rouge, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network. What that means is that your physician in Baton Rouge has access to the experts and all of the award-winning research at the Mayo Clinic at no extra cost to you. It's the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on our new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number one on a Football Friday edition of AFR. Theriot will be in studio in about 11 minutes from right now. Hour number three, we will get our guest picker. We do have, I can confirm, a guest picker this week because I booked the guest picker this week. So we do have a guest picker. We'll look forward to that. And a surprise, by the way. We'll have a surprise in hour number 3. I think you're going to like it. So I'm not going to reveal anything else. But if you have to leave, come back at around 5:15, 5:20. We're going to have a really good surprise. We're looking forward to it. Tressie Leindecker from Chris's Specialty Foods is in with us for our tailgate segment. How are you?
I'm good.
The hot dogs were a hit last week, I understand.
Okay, so listen. I don't know if it was a fluke, so we're going to test it again this week.
Okay.
All right? Last week, we sold out of hot dogs, and everyone said Matt Moscona.
I love it.
Some said some good things and some not so. But anyway.
par for the course.
I'm joking.
I don't care if you love me or hate me. Just let's thank you for listening.
So today we're going to talk sausage.
Okay.
So anyone who comes in the store and mentions Matt Moscona,
okay,
10% off a sausage. I just want to test the theory.
No, for sure. So last week, Tressie, they're playing the Mississippi State, so Bulldogs, just normally they can eat the competition type thing, and you brought in Wagyu beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
So what I explained is I'm not a hot dog guy. Like hot dogs, I think are for kids. When I go to a ball game, like if I go to the ballpark to watch baseball, I will get a hot dog and a beer, but I put everything on the hot dog. Like to disguise the flavor of the hot dog. Like I'll put mayo and ketchup and relish and everything, onions, all of it, right? As loaded as you could possibly get on a hot dog. Those Wagyu beef hot dogs was just the hot dog in the bun, and I wouldn't put anything on it. Like it was that flavorful and good. I was like, that's incredible. Well, it's like it's Wagyu beef on a hot dog. No wonder it was really good. So that's the kind of stuff you can get over at Chris's. So tomorrow, big tailgate day. How does it go? Like, when people are coming in and out, I'm sure people are grilling, you're setting up for their tailgates. You brought a whole bunch of different sausage. What type of flow do you usually see on a game day weekend with people coming in for tailgate stuff or game watch at their house?
Yeah, so the people who are at the house are usually coming in and getting fillets or ribeyes, something to smoke on the pit. And then the people that are tailgating, last Saturday I had to work. So people come in and get pans and pans of boudin or sausage. So we'll warm it up for them, and then they just show up with their pan and eat everyone else's food, and everyone can enjoy Chris's sausage.
There's the sausage in you have it spelling out LSU, which is almost like what the vet school does for Bike the Tiger, but usually it's the opponent, obviously, and he eats the tiger. So that's sausage link spelling out LSU. Can you do that for people if they want it?
Well, absolutely.
Okay, go and ask to spell out LSU with sausage at Chris's. So what's the, this is several different types, right? Explain what we have here.
Yeah, so this is just the regular Italian sausage. We have a tiger sausage, and then I brought some smoked boudin as well. The tiger sausage, I want you to taste. People come in because we have weird stuff like lamb and alligator. But people come in and they're like, you ground up a tiger? And I'm like, no, we just call it the tiger sausage, but it's got, it's a pork sausage. It's got cheddar cheese in it, Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, and jalapeno. So it's got a pop.
What's the... Try not to pull Jimmy out and eat on air, but I had to try it. What's the sauce is tangy. It's sweet. What is that?
Oh, yeah. So they just sprinkled a little bit of the hot sauce that we have at the store on it.
That's not too hot. Like
it's got a little sweet that kind of.
It's more of a sweet to complement this. You said there's peppers in there?
Yeah, there's jalapeno peppers, and there's also hot sauce. So it's got a little bit of a kick.
Oh, that's fantastic. I really like it with the sauce. I think I've had it before, but not with the sauce on top.
Yep.
The sauce is fantastic. And then so that's smoked boudin. What's the difference between like what I would normally get boudin, just boudin links, and smoked boudin?
Yeah. So
looks like the texture would be different.
It is. So it's smoked. The outside casing is a harder, so you can actually chew it. I don't eat casing unless it is smoked.
My wife does not eat boudin because of that. She thinks it looks gross and the texture's weird.
Absolutely.
But I love boudin. It's fantastic, but that looks awesome.
Yeah. So we smoke everything in house, and if you like the smoke flavor and of any kind of sausage, definitely try the smoked boudin.
If someone came to Chris's, by the way, there's 3 locations. There's Millerville, there's Prairieville, Airline in Prairieville. So if you're going south on Airline in Prairieville, it's on the right before you get to Highway 42. And then Lakeview in New Orleans, and then Frisco, Texas as well. So shout out to all the Dallas peeps that got one. You're by the Star, aren't you, in Frisco?
Yeah, right around the Star.
So I've never been to the Star, but
you need to go.
Well, I would love
phenomenal.
to go. Well, can you get Gordy Rush to give me a day off, and then maybe I'll go to the Star?
As soon as he gets back from Miami.
Yeah, Gordy's in Miami right now collecting awards. You know what happened, Tressie? He finally got me a freaking chair, and he won an award. How about that? I've had to fight for a new chair in this place for like 13 years. I finally get one. He wins an award. No, but seriously, congrats to Gordy. He won Market Manager of the Year for the entire country. So a huge deal. We're gonna talk about it later, but huge deal for Gordy. So congrats to him. I completely forgot what I was going to ask you.
So we were talking about the 4 locations in Dallas, Texas, and so forth and so on.
The smoked boudin. If someone comes in and just buys like regular boudin, could they smoke it themselves?
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
Absolutely. So a lot of people ask us how do we cook the boudin. So everything inside the boudin is already cooked. So you could actually just eat it cold. But you could boil it. You could put it in a steamer. You could pan fry it. Or if you wanted to smoke it, just put it on your smoker. Again, everything's cooked.
Yeah.
So you're just doing it more for the temperature of it.
That's awesome. It looks so good. Everything at Chris is awesome. I mean, candidly, Eric and I, we go to the Prairieville location all the time to get steaks and meats, so we cook. So the locations are convenient. They're easy. They're awesome people. And you go to chrisspecialtyfoods.com. So it's back-to-back S's online. chrisspecialtyfoods.com. They will ship. A lot of people asked that last week, can I get hot dogs shipped to me? I was like, I think you can get the hot dog shipped.
Absolutely.
So,
go on the website and get anything you want.
chrisspecialtyfoods.com. We'll have holiday menus coming up as well. 10 seconds. LSU, big win tomorrow?
I'm going to take LSU and I'll give up the 31.5 points.
Oh!
Even though
Stressy, laying the 31.5. Thank you so much for coming in, as always. All right, it's after further review. Theriot.
AFR.
All right, we're brought to you by GMFS Mortgage, GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy, refi, construction loans. Many of you probably noticed that the Fed did bump interest rates. Again, this is something that was expected, and they're quite honestly probably not done. But one thing that I would really encourage you is talk to a local loan officer at GMFS Mortgage. Even with the rate increase, in so many cases, it's still cheaper to own your own home than it is to rent. You're building equity. You're building wealth for you and for your family. And keep in mind that even if you buy a home right now with the interest rates ticked up, eventually they're going to fall again. So when they do, refi. Let a local loan officer at GMFS Mortgage explain all of this to you. Just go to gmfsmortgage.com. No matter where you are in the state of Louisiana, they got offices all over the state. So go to gmfsmortgage.com, hit loan officers at the top of the page, and find a loan officer near you. GMFS Mortgage, changing lives.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. In addition to his one-year suspension, Celtics coach Ime Udoka faces a significant financial penalty. That word today from Celtics owner Wyc Grousbeck.
We have strong policies and procedures in place like most businesses, well-run businesses in corporate America. We have probably very similar policies, and we have enforced them in the past, and we're enforcing them now.
Wyc Grousbeck. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Udoka had an intimate relationship with a female team staffer. Assistant Joe Mazzulla will be the interim coach for the upcoming season. Celtics center Robert Williams will be out 2 to 3 months after surgery on his left knee, the second operation on that knee in the last 6 months. Andre Iguodala of the Warriors announced on his Point Forward podcast today that he'll be coming back for his 19th NBA season. Iguodala says this will be his final season. Updating the President's Cup Day 2 at Quail Hollow, Team USA now leads the Internationals 5-1, and the U.S. leads 2 of the remaining 4 matches today.
Summer Bonanza means more business in the fall months. Hire right with Indeed. Their integrated solution lets you schedule and conduct video interviews all in one place. Finding your next great hire has never been this easy. Get hiring at Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
Call him the Riot, born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger, he going beast mode, baby he a beast though, what you think he supposed to do, you pitch a better reload, get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot, the throw, not in time, Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold.
Okay,
you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. I am sweating. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Theriot. Just getting the voice back. Had to take it easy. We're here. Glad you are as well. Yeah. Get out there and make it. You saw me on Sunday. Yobra. You saw me on Sunday at my lowest.
It was good. It was funny.
I thought about it on Monday. I'm like, I wonder what Ryan thought of that. So Sunday the Saints lost. I told you this. I lost my voice yelling at the TV. I actually turned the game off.
You and Drew.
Yes, it was me.
Drew thought it was funny.
Drew thought it was hilarious. He doesn't know the difference, but I was just full throat yelling expletives. He doesn't know what I was saying or the difference. So,
or you don't think he does?
No, he
was
doesn't.
probably laughing at you, going, "My dad's an idiot. Look at it."
Well, he was definitely doing that. I mean, that's a hashtag fact. He thought it was hilarious, but and then I went and watched Clerks 3. I went to the movie. I did. I didn't watch the rest of the game.
When's the last time you've been to the movie?
I went and watched Top Gun during family vacation this summer. But before that, the sequel at 22 Jump Street. Was
this
the
a new
sequel
thing
22?
for you?
Well, go to the movies?
Yeah.
No, so I love Clerks. Big fan of all the Kevin Smith movies. He did Clerks 3. I only know that it was a limited release because my buddy, shout out Kelly Patrick, my buddy, Kelly and I have been friends since high school. He was like, hey, man, there's a Clerks 3. They're playing. It's limited. It's like a week. You want to go? I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. So, like, the only time I could go was, like, Sunday evening. So I was like, all right, let's go.
I got to think about it. Yeah, you had no voice. And I went to your house.
I just talk so much that if I yell, I lose my voice easily.
Yeah.
And it's still not all the way back.
We moved the heaviest piece of cardio equipment on the planet Earth Sunday. And the wheels disappeared on the elliptical machine. So we got rid of all of our, not all, most of our cardio stuff. This was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
It's been a minute.
And so we've got this big elliptical machine, right?
Gigantic elliptical.
And you were like, man, I'd love to have that in my garage. Yeah, we'll bring it. I didn't bring it over there, though. I don't know who brought it, whether it was Mac or Tevin.
No, we did it with my father-in-law had a trailer. So we went and got it out. I think you were there when we got it out of the shed, though. And we put it in his trailer. He brought it to the house.
Man, I must have just forgotten how heavy that thing was.
Oh, yeah.
And but the wheels have mysteriously disappeared from the thing. And so, but it's awkward. If you try to pick up an elliptical machine, the handles move.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can't grab the handles. And then the back was so bulky and big, you can't get your arms around it.
I know.
Dude, that was a fight. It was even more of a fight delivering it to where it went. I'm gonna be honest. We used the comforter trick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We used the comforter trick, and
you put the heavy thing under a sheet or a comforter, and then you could drag it a little.
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
We shredded one of those comforters at my house. Yeah, that was Drew's old comforter.
Golly, that thing was so heavy.
Heavy, yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Well, we made it happen.
Yeah, good. Thank you. It was great.
Yeah, we made it happen.
But Sunday I screamed a lot, and I actually forgot for a minute that you did come over to my house on Sunday. Yeah, that's right. That happened.
Yeah, check it out.
How's the rest of your week been?
Week's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah, it's unseasonably hot right now. I mean, super hot.
90. It's 90. Right now at 4:06 p.m. Central Time. It's 94 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tweet that you're on.
Okay, do it real quick. Yeah, so it's unseasonably hot, which stinks. As I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt like a moron.
What an idiot.
And we've been grinding. Hudco's just Hudcoing along, right? So we're doing our thing. But big win last night for the Dunham Tigers again.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, great performance.
1 point win. Had to get a goal line stand there on the 2-point conversion.
Jackson House.
That's what Tracy was telling me.
Yeah, it was a good.
Hey, shout out Jackson House. He's a good player. It's Matt House's son who's the quarterback at Dunham.
He's playing great.
Lefty.
Lefty makes it happen. Colin Bolt, who's just a savage.
Shout out.
Safety.
Shout out.
Really playing great. Sione Albert, a couple picks last night.
How about that? Shout out.
The Dunham Tigers. So great game, very entertaining, and hats off to Ascension Catholic as well. They spent some money and got Drew Brees to do a hype video type thing, saying let's go Ascension Catholic or whatever it is, but beat the Dunham Tigers.
Oh.
Saw that. How'd that work out?
I don't know.
Money well spent.
Well, I mean...
No, it was stupid. You can just say it. It was dumb for them to do that because they lost.
How much did they spend on it?
I don't know what they spent on it.
Well, how do you know they spent money on it?
Sure they did. You think Drew Brees is going to shout out Ascension Catholic for no reason?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe so.
Anyway, it didn't work. But they're a good club. They're a good ball club. So it's been a good week. I've got a letter.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've been advised not to read it. Not only by you, but by another person.
Who?
Richard.
Tilly?
Yeah.
That's our HUDCO partner, Richard.
He said you shouldn't do that. But God, I want to read it so bad because it's true. I mean, it's.
Oh my God! Look at this. I just tweeted that picture of you, and the first thing that came up is a bear in a convenience store. Look at that. Did you see that?
What does that mean?
You can talk, Hughes. It's fine.
I had something in my mouth, but yeah. He just.
Oh, it's 4:09.
He wanted a snack.
What did you have in your mouth? Was it a gummy or a brownie, Muse?
Just a little edible.
How
Yeah,
about
protein bar. But,
How in the world? A special protein bar?
Yeah.
No, just
a
protein bar.
magic protein bar?
Dark chocolate, peanut butter.
How about that, Muse? Shocking.
Bear just wanted a snack, Matt.
Yeah. Apparently so did you.
I was hungry, yeah.
Yeah. Call those the munchies. That's what we call that. All right, so what's the you got to poop or get off the pot here. You got to make a decision.
I mean,
you got to make. Are you reading the letter or not? Make a decision.
I'm not going to read it.
Okay, not going to read the letter.
I'm not, but I mean,
kill the music then, Muse. We're not going to read the letter.
But it's. I mean, you read it. It's really well put together. I did some research. Like, there's some stats in this thing.
Yeah,
like
there
this,
are.
it's not my because this hits hard for me.
I will blurt out. You think Kayshon Boutte should play tomorrow? That's what your letter's about. That you think Kayshon should play.
10 million%.
And here's what I'll tell you: if LSU were playing Auburn tomorrow, Kayshon Boutte would be playing.
I don't know. Would he?
Yes.
Why does it matter?
A bajillion%. If they were playing Auburn tomorrow, he'd be playing.
What does it matter who
this
you're
is
playing?
an opportunity against a lesser opponent. You get some young guys some experience, get some other dudes some playing time, get them some targets. Kayshon can go be with his newborn son.
Oh, like you don't remember it. Like, I mean, are you serious?
Kayshon will.
The newborn son's going to...
Well,
okay.
Do you remember the day your son was born?
Hey, I'll be back in an hour and a half.
Well, not an hour.
2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, the kid's
hold on.
72 hours old.
Hold on. Let's remember that.
And yeah, I was there when my kid was born. And you know what? So was he.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Okay, so listen. No, but here's the point. It's not just you go play the game and you go home like you did when you were pro.
Why?
Okay, because you have to be there for game plan, for prep during the week. Then on Fridays, the team goes and stays at the hotel, the team hotel. They have film study. They have meetings together. It's not like, hey, you show up, you take some BP, you play a game, you go home. That's not.
So you're assuming that, and I'll assume that too. Let's just say that is the case, but
and then it's all day Saturday.
But you don't think he could have gone in and said, "No, I don't know this. I could be wrong." Hey, coach, Thursday, my child's going to be born. I'm going to be there, and then Friday probably for most of this, I'm going to be there. I'm going to miss some of this stuff, but Saturday, dang it, I'm going to be there for my guys.
But you can't just show up.
Why not?
Because that's not how the game day routine works. And maybe they had this conversation. You and I don't know. We're not privy. I'll put it to you this way. I think there's plenty of athletes who have had to face this decision. College athletes who have had to face this decision around the birth of a child, around a game. Like, this isn't unique. He's not the first ever. I think there's probably different people who handle it different ways. But in hindsight, 30 years from now, 40, 50 years from now, Kayshon Boutte will probably look back and be very pleased to have had this opportunity to spend these first few days with his son and not really remember what happened against New Mexico State. So if they were playing Alabama, if it was next week against Auburn.
What is he going to do with the kid?
He'd be there.
I mean, look, let's be honest. No, what, are they going to play
What's
patty cake? No, they're not. The kid can't even pick his head up. It's the truth. I've got 3 of them. I've been through this. I get it. For 6 months, they're aliens, man. They don't smile. They don't know what's going on. I understand this. I love my children. I was there, bro. Like, I get it. My last child was going to be born the day of the All-Star game.
So?
And it was close, whether I was going to make it or not. And I didn't make it. I did not make the All-Star game. I get it. I understand. So I was going to have a decision to make. Papa was going to have to make a decision.
All right, fools.
Do I go get...
We got Jeter over here.
Do I go get this bonus for $150K, or do I sit here and watch you push for a little while? Like, I've already seen it twice. I know what's going to happen. I get it. And if everybody's healthy, which it seems that they are.
I'm going to watch you push. How would Jonna have felt? I want to talk to Jonna about that.
I mean...
I'm going to sit here and watch you push.
She would have said, go get that money.
She probably would.
Go get that money. I'll see you in a couple hours.
She's a grinder. She'd be like, I got it. Just get out of here.
Got it. I got this.
We'll push the baby out, then we'll go cut the grass.
Look, man. I mean,
then I'm gonna build a patio.
If it was
I'm gonna build a deck on the back of our house.
If it was,
I'm gonna go pressure wash the roof.
If the baby was being born,
soft wash the roof. Don't pressure wash your roof.
No, don't do that. Yeah. If the baby was being born, during the game or whatever, I understand that. You can miss. Okay. I get it. You're right. It's a special moment. You should be there. It's awesome. And shout out to Kayshon for wanting to be a part of that. But the baby was born yesterday.
All right.
He could go out there and have the greatest game of his life.
Good.
Just missed that opportunity.
Yep, did.
There may be an injury or two, and we need a wide receiver. He's not there.
I think they're going to be okay at wide receiver.
Maybe not. How do you know? You don't know.
Because they got 100 of them.
They may need,
really
but they may all get diarrhea. Let's say they all have diarrhea.
Then maybe he can go.
Chef Michael just messed something up. They all get diarrhea. And we got no wide receivers. Then what do you do?
I don't know. Then what you do? Then you run the ball. It's New Mexico. You put me at wide receiver, and we'd still go win.
I mean,
it's fine.
The kid's breastfeeding. Like there's nothing he can do. Like there's honestly, there's nothing he can do right now.
Okay, it's after further review. We'll do Kick Rocks. Bottom of this hour, we will talk to Sam Hauser. We'll preview Los Lobos. That's coming up. Our guest picker in 45 minutes from right now. You excited about the guest picker?
Mm-hmm.
I am too. All right, it's AFR. Stay here.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. That's agent225.com. You know where to find him. And remember with Darren James, Darren has an awesome marketing program right now. Buy one, list one free. How about this? Let's say you're at this point, maybe you just had a baby and you need more space. It's time. You got to sell your home and move into a bigger house. Here's what you do. It's this easy. Call Darren James. Hire Darren to represent you on the purchase of your new home. He'll help you find a new home, exactly what you're looking for, where you're looking for it. He'll negotiate the deal with the other broker, all that sort of stuff. Hire Darren. You don't pay him a commission for that. His commission comes from the seller's side.
Mm-hmm.
He will list your home for free. You can buy and sell a home, not have to pay a commission. 335-7666. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Come on over to Corval Toyota in Opelousas and meet with one of our sales specialists to build your new Toyota. It's easy and stress-free. Or if you're looking for a pre-owned, we have a wide variety. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, we'll do Kick Rocks in just a quick second. So pumped to get to Don Juan tomorrow.
Let's get to there. Let's go.
I am. A little whiskey and wine action. You want to come? You want to come tomorrow? Whiskey and wine?
I can't.
Why not?
I'm going to see Jason Aldean tomorrow.
Where?
New Orleans.
What time?
Tomorrow night.
What time?
I don't know what time it starts, but I mean.
Yeah. I think by the time you get back to Baton Rouge, we'll still be on.
Not coming back to Baton Rouge.
Oh. You're staying in New Orleans?
Yeah, because, well, I'll tell you why in a minute. We get to Kick Rocks. I'll tell you why. But yeah, staying in New Orleans.
Brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and 8th Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Went there today. You know what I had to get? Well, I got hormone replacement therapy, but you know what else? I had to get like
some vitamins.
A bajillion face creams.
Oh, for Erica. She loves that.
I mean, like the exfoliating polish.
I use the polish.
The polish is actually pretty fire.
I use it.
Like it really, it's amazing. You could put some of it on your, on your hand, like your hand side by side. You'd be like, oh my God. It's
and listen, but let me talk about I don't mean to yard sale your
No,
thing.
go ahead,
talk about
please.
the polish for a second.
Please, I would love for you to do my live read for me.
Somebody needs to explain to me what's different than the polish and then just some sand. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
At some point. But I use it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Blue
and
Bonnet.
then the exfoliating cream, too. I use that. And I go over there and get Botox from
What
time
about
to time.
the tinted sunscreen?
You know who uses tinted sunscreen?
My sister-in-law, Lauren.
Macy.
Oh. And Macy. Theriot.
Macy loves sunscreen.
Shout out.
The vitamins are great over there.
Yep. You take them every day.
Some food. They have those options. I mean, that's all kind of stuff. Botox.
Yep.
Fan of I need to go. I need to call Doc.
Laser hair removal.
Yeah. And
you don't really need that. I do.
What did we do?
We did VeloShape.
VeloShape.
Yeah.
Game changer.
VeloShape. Tones and tightens. Got a little stubborn areas that.
Ultra Shape, too.
Ultra Shape.
I don't mean to cut you off again.
Yeah, you did.
Ultra Shape plus VeloShape, change your life. It will change your life.
In combo, in tandem.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it before they go to the beach or pool or something like that. You want to just like tone up, low belly fat, love handles, inner thighs, butt, something like that. You get to a point, diet and exercise. Only going to do so much. They can help. Blue Bonnet, Baton Rouge, Ambassador, Caffrey, and Lafayette online, theantiagingclinics.com. And if you ever interrupt my live read again, you can kick rocks. That's what you can do.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
I thought so. Kick rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Okay, and you guys need to Google this so you can see the video because it's really good. But St. Louis Cardinals minor leaguer Delvin Perez, AAA affiliate, the Gwinnett Stripers.
I thought about you when I saw this. I thought about you. I thought about the not top 10 and how much you love it so much. Here it is. Here it is.
Yep. I got Delvin.
Here it is. Here it is. We got to tell people.
Bottom of the sixth, Delvin comes up against Memphis, and he smashes one. Bat flip, head down, pointing at the dugout, whole deal. Rounds the bases, points to the center field wall like he did something, touches third, halfway home after he hits a homer, but no, he didn't. He actually didn't even hit the homer. The ball doesn't even go over the fence.
He pimps it. He pimps it.
Look at him.
He just bat tosses.
Got him.
And goes into his trot. He thought he had it.
Look, he's smiling.
What an idiot.
Look at this.
It was a fly out to left. He missed it by 10 feet. It wasn't even a catch against the wall. He thought he had a no-doubter. Like, he thought it was a no-doubter.
Got him.
Didn't even watch it.
Got him.
Like Steph shooting a three and just running to the under end of the floor. I mean, the dude just caught the lazy fly ball and left. That's a guy who's not hit many home runs in his life.
Oh, my
It
gosh.
was a warning track fly.
Yeah, he actually caught it coming in. The best part of this video, though,
It's so stupid.
it's the opposing team. Nobody told him a word.
Nobody told him.
They're
Look at the pitch. No, the pitcher's just the pitcher. When he gets to third base and he's grounded third, the pitcher is like sitting with his hands.
Yeah,
like,
what are you doing?
Hey, bro, you're out. hey, idiot, you're out. What's his name again?
Delvin Perez.
Kick rock.
He's so stupid.
You know this thing in baseball, kangaroo court. And you get fined for doing stupid stuff.
Look at the pitch. That was the pitcher. He's like, oh my God, it didn't go out. It didn't go out. No, it didn't go out.
No, bro, he caught it at deep left field.
He caught it coming in.
Golly, that's good.
I thought about you when I saw that. I was like, oh, that's a not top 10.
Oh, yeah. No, he's going to win.
That's Theriot belly laughing at not top 10.
Look at the third base coach. He's like, what are we doing?
and it's his home ballpark.
Yeah.
It's his home ballpark.
Got him.
Like, don't you think the fans would be cheering loudly if you just homered?
He's in the zone. He's in the zone. Oh man,
God.
that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Is Kramer with the Memphis Redbirds right now? If he was there. I got to know if he was there.
I think he might be back with him.
Oh, my God. Is he with him now? He is. Muse is telling me he is. We got to talk.
We got to talk to Kramer about that guy.
We got
to get that guy on.
Oh, let's get him called. All right, let's go. Hurry up.
8 a.m. starts for sporting events. Youth sporting events can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Like I said, we're going to see Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
Girls have a soccer game Sunday morning in Metairie.
Okay.
At 8 a.m.
Good.
Okay.
It works out.
They got one tomorrow.
Yeah.
In Metairie.
Oh.
At 8 a.m.
Oh, man.
Like, I don't care how old you are, you're not going to be ready to play at 8 a.m. That's just, you're not going to be at your, it's entirely too early. Yeah. Any sporting event. I'm talking to you too, Brad, over there at Traction. And you're my guy and I love you. It's too early, bro. We're not getting the best out of these kids. Nope. It's entirely too, 9:30, maybe. I mean, 10 is probably about the earliest. If you want me at my best, 10 o'clock. And then, last, I want to give a hug for this last one. You're going to like this.
Okay.
I wasn't able to read my letter, which you would have liked some of my references there.
Yeah. Saw Wally Pipp reference in there.
Yeah, there was a Wally Pipp there. There was a Miller Huggins reference too. I'm going to give a hug to Aaron Judge. We'll give a hug to Aaron Judge, right fielder for the New York Yankees, currently sitting on 60 homers.
Yep.
He has 128 RBIs. Batting average is .316.
They're showing it on PT.
Yeah, just keep showing it. So good. OPS, on base percentage, whole deal. Aaron Judge is leading. Look, there we go. Here's Aaron Judge right there. He's leading everything. So it's not even a triple crown. I mean, like I don't know however many stats it is crown. Last guy to win the triple crown was Miguel Cabrera. Before that, it was Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. I think he's got the homers in the bag. I think he's got RBI in the bag.
Of course he does.
Jordan Alvarez at Houston. Wait, no, where's that? Yeah. No. Xander Bogaerts, Moose's boy, the Red Sox, is right behind him in average at .314, and then Luis Arias from the Twins at .313. So that's the only people that can catch him. So I want to give Aaron Judge a hug. Great season.
All right, after further review, we'll knock out a quick break. Let's go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We'll preview the Lobos next, AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers. Need a place to watch the game tomorrow? Pluckers. Actually, all of the games. You can get there early, stay there late, watch every college football game all day tomorrow.
Because I'm going to be watching soccer at 8 a.m.
Well, if you were, you could go to Pluckers. Or Sunday, NFL Sunday ticket, get by Pluckers. Watch every game. You want to track every game on your fantasy team?
Mm-hmm.
Just go to Pluckers. No worries. If you go to the Bluebonnet location, they have a 8-foot by 13-foot wall of TVs. Yeah, incredible. It's at Pluckers and award-winning jumbo chicken wings. Remember, if you're going to be on campus tomorrow, Pluckers, I guess, a new ordinance in Baton Rouge is a few years old. You can get Go Cups from Pluckers. So you walk into Pluckers, get your beer, your daiquiri, whatever you want. You can carry and walk to the stadium if that's what you want to do. So or walk around campus tailgate. So Pluckers, Nicholson, just south of campus. I mean, it's less than a mile from Tiger Stadium. So you can park right there by Pluckers and then just walk to Tiger Stadium. Nicholson, just south of campus, Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. It's Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings,
we eat a bird.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis. But I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother, and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at
Shake, baby, shake, baby, shake, 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 baby, shake.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
We appreciate Sam Hauser from ESPN Albuquerque for jumping aboard with us, now being flexible as well with the times today. Sam, we appreciate you, man. How are you?
Doing good. This is a first in the state of Louisiana, so I am honored and flattered.
Hey, well, thank you so much for the time, man. We do appreciate it. Hey, let me start with sort of an overall opinion of this ballgame. I mean, we've seen some upsets in college football this year, of course, but New Mexico's a 31.5-point underdog, something like that. Is there a even a remote expectation of the Lobos coming in trying to win this game?
It depends on what kind of mindset you have, I guess. Coach Danny Gonzalez is going into every game having these guys with the mindset that they're going to win. Certainly, like you said, it's an uphill climb. We know what these games are for. The Lobos are getting $1.6 million from LSU as part of this. So it's one of those buyout games, but like you said, we've seen a couple of those. We saw what happened to Texas A&M a couple weeks ago. The Mountain West has had a few of these already with actually some lower schools as well. And let's face it, these guys forced 7 turnovers against UTEP last week, so that'll make any game interesting.
Hey, Sam, do me a favor. Muse, put him on hold real quick, if you would. Sam, hold on real quick. We're just having like a little overmodulation connection. Just see if you can fix that, please. Just I don't know if there's a Bluetooth or something like that we can work at. It's overmodulating. So we'll see if we can get Sam in a better spot, a better connection there. Apologize for that, but LSU, you heard they're 31.5, but Danny Gonzalez has a team coming in. This isn't anything new for New Mexico playing these types of games. Obviously, Eddie Nunez is a former LSU associate athletic director, who is the now the AD at New Mexico, helped sort of line up this game. Eddie's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. Your mic's not on, so there you go.
Thanks, Muse. Stay hot. Albuquerque's a nice place.
What are we doing, Muse? We're going to call him back? Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I apologize for that. I just know that I was having trouble hearing with headphones, so I'm sure the audience was having trouble hearing through the speakers. So go ahead.
Yeah, Albuquerque's a beautiful place. New Mexico's great. Big elk there.
Shout out Bregman.
Shout out Alex.
Shout out to Alex Bregman. Okay, we got Sam back. Sam, sorry for that, but thank you for being patient with us. Let's talk a little bit about this New Mexico team. Outside looking in, looks like defense is really good. Offense has struggled a little bit. Let's start with the defense. What have they been so successful at doing so far?
I mean, really, it is forcing turnovers. They had 7 turnovers against UTEP last week. One of the names for your listeners to watch for is going to be Jarek Reed. He's a defensive back. Really, he's one of the best cover corners that the Mountain West has. This whole team is predicated on defense. You have Danny Gonzalez, the head coach, defensive-minded head coach. He was at Arizona State working this long with Rocky Long, who's one of the best defensive minds in college football. So you put that together. It's been a couple years in progress, but you're starting to see some of the dividends now with how these guys play defense. They play a 3-3-5, so a lot is based on what these guys do in the secondary. You have DBs that come up and attack the run game. Everybody swarms to the ball, and they just create turnovers like nobody's business.
Sam, I'm glad you mentioned Rocky Long, because I had to look it up today. He's 72 years old. Obviously, he's a Hall of Fame caliber coach. I mean, everybody, I think, knows that name was associated with college football. Is the drive clearly still there? I mean, is it a little surprising even still that he's doing what he's doing right now with that defense?
No, I think this is actually a dream scenario for him. He's a defensive coordinator. Last couple of weeks, he's actually been coaching up in the box to try to get a different view on things, and the program's really done a really good job of just kind of respecting him staying out of the spotlight. It's Danny Gonzalez's team. He's there to, he's there to put his input in. Obviously, he's one of the best defensive minds around, but he really just stays quiet, stays away from the media, and just does his thing. And really, that was kind of one of the selling points from Coach Gonzalez on bringing him here. It was, let's get the band back together and just let you focus on the defense and not have to worry about any of the other stuff that comes with coaching.
Sam, what did Boise do so well offensively to put up 31 points and attack New Mexico?
There really honestly wasn't anything spectacular that Boise State did. I mean, certainly they wore down this defense with their run game. There was a lot of frustration in that game, just the way the Lobos couldn't move the ball. So the defense was on the field a lot. They were getting tired. And by the fourth quarter of that game, those guys were just gassed. And Boise State was breaking off, breaking tackles, breaking off some long runs. But there really wasn't anything spectacular or outstanding that Boise State did. They just buried the Lobos overtime, unfortunately, and UNM's offense didn't have enough to keep up.
Sam Hauser's with us from ESPN Albuquerque. So that's a great transition. Let's talk a little bit about that offense. Where has the struggle come primarily?
I don't know if I would necessarily call it a struggle. I mean, you have different guys in different spots. Nate Jones was a stud running back for this team in 2020. Had some off-the-field situations that kept him away from the team last year. He's working his way back up. I guess one of the things that Boise State's defense did is they took away everything that UNM likes to do. These guys really like to use the entire field, go outside the numbers, use the run to set up the pass, and Boise State took a lot of that away. So if a team has a strong front seven and they're going to disrupt what UNM wants to do in the run game early, yeah, that's going to make things a little bit more complicated. But the whole thing is just a work in progress, and I got to tell you, it's so much better than even last year. Like, I do think this has a chance to be at least an interesting game because of where this offense is at.
Sam, any offensive players to keep an eye on from New Mexico?
I mean, certainly Miles Kendrick, the quarterback, the transfer from the University of Kansas. He's got a good arm when he's called upon to use it. He's a dual threat quarterback. The thing that's so interesting about this offense is they have so many different running backs to go to that are, I'm sure, at some point will all get utilized. If it is Nate Jones, Christian Washington, Sherrod White, Luke Weissong's a really popular player around here. He's a local kid from Rio Rancho, from Cleveland High School here in Rio Rancho, which is just up the road from Albuquerque. So there's a lot of weapons on this team. One thing I'm going to be curious about is the Lobos really haven't used their tight ends at all, which was a big part of this offense last year. So see if that gets going, but there's just so many different guys that they can give the ball to.
Special teams have played a big part in two of LSU's 3 games so far. Actually, there have been big plays in all 3. I did notice that New Mexico had a kickoff return for a touchdown in that game against Boise State that we mentioned. How are the Lobos in the third phase?
It's up and down. I mean, the return game does have some electricity to it. You mentioned Christian Washington had that return for a touchdown, got him a Mountain West Weekly Award. Luke Weissong is a really good returner as well. I just mentioned him. He can do just about everything. And then the Lobos have a couple of kickers, depending on the situation. They really have a long yardage field goal kicker, and then one that they go to if it's a shorter situation. George Steinkamp is the long yardage kicker. He's the kickoff man. Really strong leg, had some trouble with accuracy this year, but really that's where that's one of the areas the Lobos can turn a game on its head with one of these long returns. A couple of guys that can do that as well.
Sam, I'm also curious. The transfer portal is just such a gigantic part of college football. I mean, we all know that right now what it is. With Kendrick coming in from Kansas, are there other Power 5 transfers that have come into UNM sort of as a way that they've helped build and supplement the roster?
Well, yeah, like you said, Miles Kendrick is the big one coming in from Kansas. Also, one of the other top ones, we didn't see him do much last week against UTEP, but one of the other ones is Jordan Porter. Came in from Arizona State. He's a wide receiver who really had a good connection with Miles Kendrick the first couple weeks of the year. But beyond that, really what this coaching staff has done is just completely utilize the junior college ranks. Basically, the entire offensive line came from junior college, a couple of these running backs as well. So it's been more kind of dipping into the junior college ranks as far as transfers go. But Miles Kendrick and Jordan Porter, the wide receiver, are probably the 2 of the more notable ones on this year's team.
Sam Hauser from 101.7, the team there in Albuquerque, ESPN Radio in Albuquerque. Last thing, if there is a blueprint, if Danny Gonzalez is going to pull a big upset as a 5-score underdog, his squad, what does that blueprint have to look like Saturday in Tiger Stadium?
It's going to be getting the run game off to a really good start, just mixing up the run game in a zone read. The thing that people might see a lot, that the Lobos run a triple option or an option kind of offense. It really is a much more modern RPO than I think they get credit for. So if they can get the run game off to a good start and then use that to set up the pass, get that LSU secondary up, and then let Miles Kendrick use some of his arm talent, the way that he can throw on the run as well. He's really good at extending plays and being able to find guys deep. So it's just going to be using the run to set up the occasional big pass play. And it's going to be, if that can happen, then buckle up. I mean, I'm not predicting anything right now. Let's make that perfectly clear. I'm not predicting a UNM upset, but that's what it would be using that run game and all these different running backs to set up a couple big pass plays.
LSU in New Mexico for the first time in football, 6:30 on Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Sam Hauser from ESPN Radio there in Albuquerque. Sam, thank you so much for the time, man. Appreciate your flexibility very, very much. Enjoy the game Saturday, man.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. He is Sam Hauser. This is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com, 288-8138, 288-8138, or reliefwindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com. Brandon Holly, Adrian Holly, just awesome people. Not only are they great friends, they're great business operators, and they've run an awesome business that treats people right. Brandon says, he will go to the end of the earth to make sure his customers are happy, and they will never take $1 from you until you are thrilled with the work that they do. Lifetime warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. That's Relief Windows. 288-8138, 288-8138, for Relief Windows or reliefwindows.com. Oh, what'd you think about what Sam had to say about New Mexico?
I mean, I thought it was great.
Yep.
It was great. Especially the $1.6 million thing.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. The one thing that I was a little perplexing, and I have not seen New Mexico play. I mean, I've read about them. I've looked up stats. I went over box scores. I did not watch them play Maine, Boise State, or UTEP. Sorry. Actually, not sorry. But I asked him about why the offense has struggled a bit. He said, I don't know if I call it struggle. They're averaging 286 yards a game. That's not good.
Mm-mm.
So
maybe they play in a different game. Like maybe that is good to where they play. You know what I mean?
The defense is very good. Like that's Rocky Long's is a great defensive coordinator. Been around forever. And I think that's their path.
Is that the old guy y'all were talking about?
Yeah. That is their path. Like,
but if he's coaching up in the booth, like that's not good. I mean, like, so who's the real coach is what I want to know.
No. I mean, defensive coordinators are often in the booth. That's not uncommon.
You didn't say he's not the head coach?
No, he's the defensive coordinator. So he was the head coach years ago, left. He was the head coach at San Diego State. Now he's back at New Mexico as the DC under Danny Gonzalez.
Just old as dirt, just coaching his.
Not really 72. I mean, it's not old as dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU had some assistants older than that.
Who's that? Who was older than that at LSU? I don't remember.
So after further review, Riot Radio Hours. We'll put a button on hour number 2 with Ask Ryan. And our guest picker coming up in 15 minutes.
Here we go.
Are you fired up about this guest
so
picker?
Excited about this.
So you didn't know who this was.
I didn't.
Which isn't necessarily a great thing. But people who know, like this is
if you know, you know.
You know, it's like IYKYK.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, you know sort of thing. And a lot of people are going to find out in about 15 minutes. I'm excited about it. It's New Mexico. Like, who are you going to get?
Bregman.
That was like Bregman or Brian Urlacher. Like, that's your options. I texted you Urlacher last week.
What a dude.
Yeah, way to not come through. Thank you.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, I'm shocked. You know, like the one year that you really went ham on guest pick was so good. Randy Moss and Charles Barkley and
it was good.
Evander Holyfield, Darius Rucker. Like, we crushed it.
Darius Rucker was good.
It was awesome.
He was good.
Let's do that again. All right, so guest picker in about 15 minutes. And we got a surprise coming up as well at middle of hour number 3. So I think you're really going to like this surprise. So that's coming up about 30 minutes from right now. All right, it's after further review. Quick break. We'll wrap up with Ask Ryan. So get your questions in for Theriot. Anything about anything, you know how to get your questions at. Ask Ryan is next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air. Where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. You know what tomorrow is?
Saturday.
Tomorrow's Saturday. And Saturday is on the
weekend.
Yes. So what happens if your AC goes out on a Saturday and it's the weekend? Who do you call?
River City.
Why would you do that?
Because they're going to come. They work on the weekends.
They do.
They do.
But surely, if someone's working on the weekend, it's going to cost so much more.
Actually, Matt, it costs the same. And one unique thing about River City, they're going to send you a little text message with the technician, his name, his credentials, and a photo of him to make sure that it's the same guy. And as always with River City, they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. I've actually tried to give them the wrong address before. So they would be late and I would get the service for free. But they Googled my name and my address and they got there on time.
It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys.
Mr. White Dog, you heard me box a million. This one be the remix.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, the Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Guest picker in 9 minutes. Let's get to some Ask Ryan. Excited about this.
Excited about what? The Ask Ryan or
Yeah.
the guest picker?
Both.
Ask Ryan?
B. Messy said, Ask Ryan, what's the intro song called? Your intro song, the Steele Bill Baby song.
I don't know what it's...
He made that for you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obvious it's a song about...
Yeah. I don't know if it has a name. I'll ask Bill. But Bill Thorpe, Steele Bill Baby, made that for me.
Steele Bill Baby. When did you use that?
St. Louis.
You used that in the show?
That was used in the show.
Oh, I thought you used that.
I
thought you used that in the minors.
No, sir.
That makes it even better
That
to
was
use that in
used
the show.
I mean, who else had their own personal walkout song?
I don't know.
Not many.
Nobody. Sean Comiskey asked Ryan, watch 8 a.m. kids game or coach or kids team at 9:30?
I mean, I'd rather coach at 9:30. The 8 a.m. thing, I'm just off it from a wake-up call standpoint.
Yeah. Ray asked Ryan, more entertaining whiskey and wine host, Matt or T-Bob?
T-Bob, for sure.
Let's
dumb question.
see. Kevin Gotro asked Ryan, heading to watch Edie White play Woodlawn.
Okay.
Where we need to go eat? Quick service.
Where in Baton Rouge or where's ED White at? Thibodeau?
I mean, he's from Thibodeau, so he's coming to Baton Rouge, obviously.
Oh, folks, at Woodlawn, go to City Cafe out there on O'Neill.
Shout out Squeaky.
My man Squeaky and Miss Stephanie.
Yeah, that's not far. That's not far.
It's right there.
I'm trying to think what else in that
George's.
area. Is that George's still open?
Yeah.
That George's used to be called...
Don't go to George's. Go see Squeaky.
That used to be called Britannia.
Britannia, yeah.
A million years
I used to play
ago.
video poker there when I was like 15.
Yeah, I didn't play video poker, but when
we
my
did.
dad did taekwondo at Joel Neely's Taekwondo Plus, shout out. Actually, we all did. Your boy won a national championship in forms.
The Deke?
No, me.
Oh.
I did as a kid.
Really?
Dead serious.
You still have some of those moves?
I mean, it was forms.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
I'll explain to you later. Anyway,
I'd go to City
But they would
Cafe.
have like
Yeah.
after their like belt ceremonies, like where like you'd advance the next whatever they'd go to the Britannia, and all the adults would like drink beer and eat burgers, and the kids would just play the arcade games.
You didn't play video poker?
Well, no, I was like 10.
Yeah, but they didn't care. They weren't
Yeah.
looking at that.
Okay. Ask Ryan, have you ever done any deer hunting in Oklahoma? If so, what part did you have any luck? That's from Brennan Thibodeau.
I have not. I would love to. I would like to bird hunt in Oklahoma. some really good reviews the last few years over there. The flyway has shifted a touch.
Brian Williams asked Ryan, do you have a different towel for your buttocks or your face?
Absolutely not.
You mean like when you get out the shower?
It's clean.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
who has
get
a
it.
different butt towel or face towel? You just washed yourself.
Does anybody do you do that?
I do not have a different towel.
Do you do that?
No. Do you wash your hands after you pee?
No. Well, okay, let me rephrase. At my house, no. If I'm in public, yes, because it's just a good.
Why?
It's less to do with peeing, because I don't think my hands all of a sudden got dirty, but your hands are just dirty from touching surfaces. It's just a good habit to have to wash your hands.
Yeah, but do you think your wiener makes your hand dirty?
No, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't either.
I do it just because it's a good habit to have to wash your hands
If you
frequently.
got a nasty, dirty wiener, I get it. But
It's just a good habit to have to wash your hands frequently. That's just a good reminder to
has
do
nothing
it.
to do with the urine.
Has nothing to do with the urine. Now, if
Yeah.
you drop a deuce and you're wiping down there and you don't wash your hands, you're nasty AF.
Yeah,
You're nasty AF. All the coliforms and stuff that get over.
You never know what's going to come out of there, like what could
Bingo.
get trapped in there, what could just sneak on like the backside of your hand, and then you dap somebody up, and next thing you know, you passed on a dingleberry to the dude that just told you hello. Like that's
And then he
not cool.
sneezes and wipes his. Oh, then he goes and eats some chips and licks his fingers.
Not
Gross.
cool at all.
Ask Ryan, do you want to do brunch Sunday while you're in New Orleans?
No, I'm good.
You mean you don't want to go to brunch with some random guy?
No, because after the game, we're coming straight back. We got some stuff to do.
Clark Dennis said, "Wash your hands, then pee." Okay, I mean, I just don't think of that's just not on my mind. It's habitual. You pee, then you wash your
Yeah,
hands.
keep the wiener clean too. Like you're not putting that stuff.
Oh, for sure, naturally. Okay. All right, hour number 3. We're kicking off our Pick'em segment with our guest picker next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. Eye care. What's going on over there? Family eye exams. You can all get your family eye exam at any of those 7 locations, including the newest location in the River Parishes down in Lutcher. Eyewear. If you wear glasses, contacts, you can buy. They got their optical shop.
They have sunglasses?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like prescription sunglasses?
Both.
Whoa.
Like they got Marucci sunglasses there.
Just regular sunglasses?
Yeah.
So I can just go buy regular sunglasses.
Absolutely. Yep. And then, of course, eye surgery. If you want to see 20/20 without contacts or glasses, you can do it. The Williamson Eye Center makes it happen every single day for people in our community. They did it for me. Had my LASIK there 4 years ago. Still seeing better than 20/20. One of the best decisions I ever made. Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center or online at WilliamsonEye.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside off the bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah! I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Celtics owner Wyc Grousbeck says today the team hired a law firm to investigate now suspended head coach Ime Udoka. Grousbeck wouldn't comment on what it would take for Udoka to rejoin the organization after his suspension. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Udoka had a consensual relationship with a female team staffer. The Yankees have clinched a playoff spot, but Aaron Judge is still one home run away from Roger Maris's American League record. With the Yankees playing at home this weekend, veteran broadcaster Bob Costas says it would be fitting for the record to be broken in New York.
If it happens in the Bronx, then you have the echoes of history. It isn't just the American League record. Since the lively ball era and since Babe Ruth virtually invented the home run, that record has always been held by a Yankee. It was always Ruth, and then it was Maris.
Bob Costas on Greeny. ESPN Radio will have Judge's at Bats live during our coverage of the Braves and Phillies, which starts at 6:30 Eastern Time.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios. Let's ride.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
All O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musu. Theriot. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yo, bruh.
Yo, bruh.
All right, we got week 4 of the college football season staring us in the face. Fired up for it. LSU welcomes in New Mexico. Not super pumped about this game, but another good tune-up for LSU before they head to the plains of Auburn next week for their first road conference game. And we welcome in our celebrity guest picker. By the way, thanks for not getting a celebrity guest picker this week. Again.
You got one.
I know I did.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
I'm fired up about this, too.
You are really super fired up.
You got a TikTok account?
I do.
So, several months ago, opened up TikTok. Some guy walking up to the counter at a convenience store. and he starts belting out Casey and JoJo.
Like
Thing's got like 40 million views on it now. His name's Bear Bailey. He's got over 3 million followers on TikTok. His new single, Churches and Bars, is out. And I'll be darned, I followed him. And one day, another video pops up. My boy's wearing an LSU shirt.
Yeah, go
so guess
Tigers.
what I did?
Hit him up.
I slid up in his DMs. That's what I did. Not even going to lie. Not ashamed about it in any way, shape, or form. Said, man, what's your story? Guy's from Hammond.
Get out of here.
From Hammond, Louisiana.
No.
Bear Bailey, today's celebrity guest picker, TikTok superstar, musician, joins us on AFR as our celebrity guest picker. Bear, how are you, man?
Man, I am doing great. I'm so happy and honored to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, man. Muse, we're going to kill the music just for a second because we'll pick the games in a minute. So, Bear, hold on.
Do we have to pick games?
Well, we're going to get to that, but I got to know more about Bear first.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so fascinated by this. So, help me out, all right, Bear. Where is where is the convenience store that you walk into and sing the songs?
So, man, the convenience store is in Houma, Louisiana.
It's in Houma.
And it is a super small town. I'm from Hammond, Louisiana, but I moved out here and took a job a few years back, and I was just always walking that gas station, man. They'd always ask me to sing, and one day I said, film it, and the rest is history.
Wait, so who's
How'd they know that you sang
yeah,
the
how'd
song,
they know you
though?
sang? Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's a small town. I would sing around town, would lead worship at my local church, and they, it's a small community. Everybody kind of knows everybody, and they just knew I could sing. And then it turned into this thing where if I noticed if I grabbed just a drink or something, they'd be like, "Bear, sing," and I'll give you that for free. Of course, I'd always pay
Free
for
drinks.
it, but they would, that's how they'd get me. And then I just started singing, man, and I would turn around and people would be just like kind of vibing to it. And one day I was like, I'll video it and see what happens. And yeah, the rest is history.
Bear, the best part obviously is that, you sound incredible. Like, Muse, play pull this up. This is a Boys to Men.
Boys to Men? Yeah, who that is over there?
I love this. Hang on.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candle.
My God. All right, so, like, Bear, whenever, like, the first reaction I think anyone ever has is like, that came out of that guy? Like, it's so soulful and so amazing. Like, what? All right, so real quick, who is filming?
Oh, the girls. So it's two different girls, and I can't make this up. One's name is Ashley Renee, and the other one is Renee Ashley.
shut your mouth. That's not true. That's not true. He just lied to all the
He
listeners.
just said I couldn't make it up.
Oh, wow.
So
No,
it's,
I promise that's their name.
so who picks the song? Like, do you have it predetermined what song you're going to sing?
No, there's been a couple where I've been like, hey, if I do come in this week, I'd like to do this one or whatever. But most of the time, no. I'll walk in and they'll pick them, and that's why sometimes I get the words wrong because I don't remember all the lyrics.
Can
I'm
we
like,
play?
wow.
I want to play. Can I play the song? I want to play the game.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Man.
Okay. All right.
What do you got?
Usher, Superstar.
Oh God, I don't even know it.
All right.
Try again.
All right. You ready?
And usually the song's playing, so he sings along with the song.
Well, Muse could
He
probably.
could do it a cappella.
Muse could probably help me. Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Yeah. I've been sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide just roll away. There you go.
I love it, man. How about it, dude?
That's
It's incredible.
nice.
So I asked Bear if he wanted to come in studio, and he said he couldn't because it's his girlfriend's birthday. By the way, Bear, my wife, who's also a Giant fan, said she said, "Oh, he needs to marry that girl right now. Like, he loves her birthday. He's not coming there for her birthday. Like, he loves her birthday already." My wife's a big, so you have an even bigger fan as well now. My wife.
Okay.
Hey, tell me about Churches and Bars.
Man, churches and bars, like I said, just being raised in church. And, also for a long time, man, I was kind of, I don't want to say sheltered. My family just didn't really go out, didn't really drink a lot. And then as I got older, I found out that, hey, man, a lot of girls go out on the weekend. So I wanted to do that. So I went out, started doing it, kind of became the black sheep and, got the tattoos. And, the stereotype is, people go to bars probably aren't going to church on Sunday or whatever. And then the funny thing with me is like, I've talked more about God in bars than I probably have in church sometimes. I mean, and I just believe that God loves us the way we are, accepts us for who we are, and that's just kind of the play on words. It's churches and bars. You can find God anywhere is pretty much what the song means.
I love it. And what do you do professionally, or are you full-time musician?
So before this, I was a welder, and I worked in Alaska, and then when this happened, I signed a deal with PIA, Play It Again Records, and out of Nashville, a major record label, and now I do this full time.
Awesome, man. So you tour? Are we gonna do you have tour dates or anything like that where people can go see?
I have a tour coming up soon. Unfortunately, I can't really disclose that right now until everything's kind of locked in. But I do have a tour coming up, and super excited, man. I've done some shows with Scotty McCreery at Texas Club and stuff like that, and I'll be going back there soon.
Awesome.
And, just staying busy, man. This has always been a goal. I'm very blessed and honored that God allowed me to do it and live it out.
And so you're from Hammond, you live in Houma now, and I mentioned I saw you in the LSU shirt, so we're going to pick some games in a second, but how big of a football fan are you?
I'm a huge football fan, dude.
Okay. All right, so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 34.
So 34. So you've been in so you're all LSU, Saints, college, NFL?
I am all I'm Louisiana, man. I'm the boot, baby, the dirty, all day.
Yeah, dude, my God. So, earliest LSU football memories, what teams do you remember, do you remember DiNardo? Are you more Saban era, Les Miles? What do you remember?
I remember Saban. Not very much, before him, typically. I mean, I think I kind of hit that age with Saban where I was actually starting to really care about it. I wasn't just watching it because my dad and my uncles were, and really just kind of falling in love with it. And Saban, man, all those guys.
Man, well, we're about to pick some games. Give me a thought real quick on Brian Kelly and what you've seen so far.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't want to throw out the wrong thing and people hate me.
No, just put it out there. I do it all the time, man. It's not a big deal. They're either going to love you or they're going to hate you.
How about this? What's your thoughts on it?
I think he's going to be he's awesome. We got to know him a little bit, obviously covering him, but super structured, detail oriented. I think he was very smart in how he hired a staff. He's already recruiting at a high level. And quite honestly, Bear, the last three coaches at LSU have won national championships, and two of them are Ed Ogeron and Les Miles. And I think Brian Kelly is going to make it 4 at some point during his time here.
I was a huge Ed Ogeron fan. I was a not so much of a Les Miles fan. Nothing personal, just my opinion. But I think Kelly, man, I'm right there with you. I think we needed something new and fresh, and someone with different perspective, I guess, on things. And I'm just excited to kind of, just to see where it goes, honestly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think he's a great matchup, especially for this team in this game. I think it'd be good.
He is Bear Bailey. Follow him on TikTok. Wait, Muse, I need you to start our music first, if you would. Follow him on TikTok, on Instagram as well, and Churches and Bars. Where can they get Churches and Bars? I saw you had the link tree on your account, but just, I guess, anywhere, Apple, anywhere they get music?
Anywhere, anything you stream, man, they can pick it up. It's all over. Amazon, Spotify, Apple, everything.
Love it, man. All right, Muse, hit the music if you would. All right, Bear, this is how we go. We're going to pick 7 games, all right? And we're picking straight up, okay? So no spread. We're just going to pick a winner, and then at the end of the season, we look at all of our celebrity guest pickers and see who had the best record of the season. And, I mean, we've been lucky, man. We've had a lot of great pickers that have rolled through, from Charles Barkley and Evander Holyfield and, Shaq and Randy Moss. And we had Darius Rucker last year as well, big South Carolina guy. So,
heck yeah, man.
All right, man. So let's add Bear Bailey to the list, and let's pick some games. We'll start tomorrow in the ACC. Clemson is at Wake Forest, both ranked. It's an 11 a.m. game. All right, Bear, what do you think? Clemson at Wake Forest?
Clemson, dude, all day.
All right, going with Clemson. Mr. The Riot?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going Clemson. All right. I'm going to tell you, Wake gives Clemson trouble. And Clemson's scores look overwhelming this year. They have not looked super impressive. Don't be surprised if this is a tight game late. I'm going to pick Clemson because I think they're just better. They got better 1-85 talent. But don't be surprised if that's a close game. All right, Bear, in the Big 12, Baylor and Dave Aranda. They're in Ames, Iowa against Iowa State.
I'm going to go Iowa State, man.
All right. Any reason particular you like Cyclones?
I just don't like Baylor.
I love it. What you got, Theriot?
I'm riding with Dave Aranda. I'm a big fan. I think the Baylor's going to take this one.
All right, I agree with Bear. I'm going to take Iowa State, Matt Campbell at home in this ball game, especially since Baylor lost their two big running backs from a year ago. I like Iowa State at home. All right, Bear, let's shift over to the SEC, man. This is a big one for Brian Harsin at Auburn. If he loses at home, he probably loses his job. Missouri is at Auburn tomorrow. Who you like?
Dude, I'm going to go Auburn, man.
All right. You sound a little pensive. Why?
I mean, it's Missouri, dude. I don't know. I think they're hungry, man.
All right.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's just my opinion.
Okay. Ryan?
I'm going Auburn, too.
All right. I'm going to take Auburn as well. And I think Auburn not only wins, but I think they cover. Missouri is just a dreadful football team.
Yeah.
Auburn's got their issues, no doubt. But if Auburn don't win this game, Brian Harsin will be fired. And when LSU goes to the plane next week, they'll be taking on an interim head coach. All right, let's see. 3 more. Let's stay in the SEC, Bear. Florida at Tennessee. Can the Vols get it done on Rocky Top? What you think?
I'm going to go Tennessee.
All right, going Tennessee at home. Mr. The Riot?
Yep.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee. I will go with the Vols also. I do like Florida in the points, though, as just for the record, 10.5. I think Florida keeps this close. But if Tennessee can't get this one when they're a 10.5-point home favorite against Florida, they may never beat Florida again. All right, another SEC game. We got Texas A&M against Arkansas. This is a neutral site game. It's in Jerry World at 6 p.m. Bear, what do you think, Hogs or Aggies?
I'm going to say Hogs, man.
All right, he's going Arkansas.
I think A&M's going to win. I don't want A&M to win. Let me just say that. I think they're going to. There'll be a bit of a home field advantage there, I think.
Arkansas has the worst pass defense in the country. A&M's offense has been atrocious. A&M fixes its offense against Arkansas's awful pass defense. I had A&M last week against Miami. I'm taking them again against Arkansas. I think A&M beats. And by the way, since A&M's been in the league, they've beaten Arkansas every year but once. So A&M has owned the series. I think they can continue that. All right, Bear, let's look at out in the Pac-12. Well, Pac-12 after dark. Southern Cal in Corvallis, Oregon against the Oregon State Beavers. USC at Oregon State. Who you got?
USC.
All right, going SC.
SC.
I want to pick Oregon State so bad.
Do it. You should.
You know what?
Go with it.
Hell with it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm picking Oregon State.
You should.
You prodded me. I legit think that SC styles make fights, and Oregon State is a bad matchup for SC. Now, maybe their offense rolls and they score 50, but weird little town up there in Corvallis. Sometimes you never know. It gets a little buck wild. All right, Bear, last one. LSU at home against New Mexico. I think we know how this one's going to go for all three of us, but what do you think about tomorrow night in Tiger Stadium?
New Mexico, no, I'm just kidding. LSU, man.
Give me the Tigers.
I love it. All right, a clean sweep for LSU. He is Bear Bailey. Y'all follow him on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever you get your music. Go stream Churches and Bars, his new single, which is out. Hey, man, and whenever you're going to be touring or you're going to be at a stop near us, man, we'd love to have you back and talk a little bit about it, man. So cool. Congrats for all your success. We're happy for you, and it was our pleasure, man. Thanks for the time.
Hey, man, I just want to tell y'all thank y'all for everything. It was an honor and a pleasure.
That is our pleasure, man. Bear Bailey, our celebrity guest picker. We're gonna have to get Bear in studio at some point.
100%.
Because I want to play the game that you just talked about. Like, I want to just throw out songs and have him go. But it's a crowd. Just got over 3 million followers on TikTok.
Hey, and we didn't get to it, but I want him on the Hudco team. How do we get Bear on the Hudco team?
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah. He can sing in Hudco hats and shirts and stuff.
Oh, that's probably expensive.
I don't know. Is it? Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll reach out to him. Got his phone number. We just called him. I'll call him. But not tonight because it's his girlfriend's birthday and he's going out.
We'll call him tomorrow.
Shout out Bear Bailey. That was fun.
Yeah, he was good.
I love learning about that story. He's down in Houma. All right, it's after further review. Got a surprise. You don't even know what it is.
No, I don't.
Got a surprise next. AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. You going to be watching LSU tomorrow?
I will be.
You need some tailgate stuff? or some Game Watch stuff at your house.
Always.
Food, bags of chips, party platters, maybe an entire meal of food, beverages, alcoholic or not.
Garbage bags.
They got you. Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Remember, at Rouse's, they've got delivery and pickup options. So go to the app, the Rouse's app, select your items. Your personal shopper will go pick it out for you. Super easy. You pull up, they bring it out to your car. Or they have delivery options as well if you can't get to Rouse's. Of course, the home of Eagle 98.1 Game Day is the Rouse's on Burbank and Lee. So if you're getting to campus and you want to drop in to Burbank and Lee at that Rouse's, pick up your tailgating supplies, whatever you need, do that. You can say hey to Muse and Hanny. They're there every single Saturday for Eagle 98.1 Game Day at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf.
Your work, oh, this is how you mix, oh, this is how you work, oh, I need to see if you can drop it, how about data stop,
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, rolling along here on a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We appreciate you for being with us here. We'll get you a Saints-Panthers LSU New Mexico preview and pick coming up here shortly. We'll also get to ask Ryan to wrap up the show. What did you think about Bear? We
Bear's
listened to
great.
Churches and Bars there in the break as well.
No, Bear's great, and he's gonna get even better. Man, it sounds really good.
That does sound really good. So I got a surprise.
Okay.
My surprise in the hall. Hang on.
They're here.
My
Your surprise is
in the
here.
hall.
Okay.
Hang on. You gotta talk. It's dead air.
Can I talk about Bowie Outfitters? Sure. We forgot to do that. Let me tell you guys about Bowie Outfitters. 3 locations in Bowie Outfitters here in Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, and Natchez. listen, y'all think Bass Pro and Cabela's as being the big boys out there, and they have great pricing, but Bowie Outfitters will 100% beat the two big boys on pricing every single day. Hunting, fishing, camping, sunglasses, camo, boots, you name it, Bowie carries it all. All the high-end lines at Bowie Outfitters, no bottom-of-the-barrel products. Lee and the guys will take care of you. Go check them out, BowieOutfitters.com.
All right.
And look what you did. My God.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
All right. So last week, what happened?
Well, the Bucs had a big victory.
What happened?
Bucs had a big victory, snapped a losing streak.
that one.
But the Bucs had
Ooh,
a big.
I like that.
Yeah, I need. Well,
Here, you
is
do
that a
that.
fitted one? I can't wear it if it's.
But
fitted.
it's stretch.
My head's. Okay.
Oh no, this is me. This is me for sure. This is for sure.
You didn't even go there. That's my hat.
What did I tell you last week?
Give me that hat.
Oh no. Last week, I want to say this. So, by the way, how'd
you pull this off? I've been trying to get in touch with this guy. He's been big leaguing me.
Some help. Okay, so Terrell Thomas joins us in studio. He is the athletic director at Broadmoor High School.
That's right. Shout out.
Last week, Broadmoor. Terrell, I'll let you feel it. Big win for the Bucs last week in football. Tell us a little bit. Yeah.
Of course. Snapped the 26 game winning streak. Of course, beat Tara. You know.
Why wouldn't we?
I hate everything about Tara. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it was a 26 game. Losing streak.
Yeah. Losing streak. Yes.
So it'd been a couple of years since Broadmoor won a game of football.
Yes, and we were changing things around. Have a new football coach, new coaches, changing the culture. We're full of 9th and 10th graders. So I'm looking forward to the years to come. I've taken over for Coach Price.
Yeah.
So,
Legend.
Been there for 40 plus years.
Yeah. Let me get you a little closer to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you just got these mics are it's calibrated where you got to be on it, so it's all good.
No
Go ahead.
problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but taking over, it's kind of weird. I just really in August moved into his office. I had all summer, and I just felt weird sitting in his office.
Yeah.
You know how Coach Price was, man.
Well,
it's just weird.
I last week we talked about it, and I said, hey, get some Broadmoor gear.
That's right.
Because I want to shout out those kids, because I know I yell about Catholic all the time and everything, and but realistically, for most of us, high school is the last time you'll ever play a sport. For most of us.
Yeah.
And everybody deserves to have good memories from their playing days. And so for those guys to go through a 2-year losing streak and finally to break through and get that win is awesome. And I want to shout them out. And I asked you last week, I said, bring Broadmoor gear. I would absolutely wear it. And you didn't. So I had to take matters in my own hand, like I often have to do.
I went by the school, though.
He did. I was out of town. He did go out to come by the school.
Well, this is only part of the surprise as well, because Terrell's here for another reason.
Yes. On behalf of the athletic department, on Monday we're announcing our Athletic Hall of Fame, but we want to let you know, congratulations. You are our first inductee.
Look at that,
to
man.
the Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I had a pleasure of going to school with you for 2 years. Yep. I will never forget in the gym with Coach Hill when it rained, you threw the ball hard, as, you know what, to me, and hurt my left hand.
Oh, my bad.
No, it was good. We had our Sherwood Middle days, our Broadmoor High days, and it was my job as athletic director to, we have to bring back the former Buccaneers and recognize everything that you've done. So
That's great.
On behalf of me and Broadmoor High and athletic department, man, congratulations.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yes.
There's been so many great players, and obviously my time there, but even before me, years and years before me, with my parents, and then it goes back a long time. Broadmoor's produced a lot of wonderful athletes, so to be mentioned in that group is great, and to have the honor is even better. So I appreciate that.
Hey man, I'm happy. We will let you know date in March when we're doing everything. So I'm excited, man.
Awesome.
I had to do this. I really had to do this. This was on my heart.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Look at that.
So this is the inaugural
class,
Hall of Fame class.
Look at that picture.
So Broadmoor this will be they're for the first time launching an athletic Hall of Fame, and so our friend here is going to be in the inaugural class, which is so well deserved and awesome.
Yes.
And Terrell reached out and was like, "Hey man, I'd love to do this on air." I was like, "Absolutely, you're coming to do this on air." I said, "And bring me a hat while you're at it as well. I want some Broadmoor swag." And I was like, "Hey man, can you give me the fight song? Do you have like a graphic?" Well, so they did have this graphic made.
Yes, the media class did that today.
I love it, man. It looks good, and they even went with your senior picture.
Yes.
Look at that pic.
They went with your senior picture.
What a dime.
I don't know. I kind of like the
What a dime. Look.
I love it so. It's
they
so
got
good.
the jabots on.
That's so good.
You can't see the Doc Martens down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, there's Doc Martens and a braided belt.
Of course.
I mean, look, I would like for you to, because you and I have talked because we've been friends for so long, man. But like,
oh, look at that guy right there.
I mean, it's your time at Broadmoor, I know meant a lot to you. I mean, you talk about it fondly, not just the school itself and being there, but also a lot of your teammates over the years.
I grew up in that neighborhood, and my parents went to Broadmoor. Aunts, uncles went to Broadmoor. My older brother, Wes, who, was my hero and still is, went to Broadmoor. And then, all my best friends went there. This was an era where you went to your neighborhood school in Baton Rouge. And, God, I wish you could get back there.
Yeah.
And it's not just Broadmoor. There's other schools that fall into that, whether it be Woodlawn, and we mentioned Tara or some of the other public schools where the neighborhoods are still thriving. And so those fond memories. I've been fortunate to play on a lot of great teams and won some championships. But I can tell you, my teammates from that era, and Terrell knows a lot of them, are the ones that I keep in contact with. And if you could put on one uniform, and play one game, it'd be LSU, it'd be Broadmoor, Trey Duncan and Michael Posey. I talked to Brant Ray today, and the list goes on and on and on. All my buddies, and so it was just a great special time.
Oh yeah, man. To be honest, like Ryan said, it was a neighborhood school, but I went to my neighborhood school was supposed to be a Struma, and back then my mom said no. So I did I think it was the M&M transfer, and the first time I got to Broadmoor, I met Coach Hill, and the first thing he asked me, "You a left-handed pitcher?" Yeah, that was the first thing he ever asked me. So I came to Broadmoor for baseball, and I have fond memories. I'm blessed to be back as athletic director, teaching, coaching baseball, like we talked about, and it's just cool, man. It's real cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna face that forward too as well.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta get the logo in there, right? By the way, it's been apparently so long since you played that your action photos, Paul. Can you scroll back? Your action photos are in black and white. By the way. Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah, dude. Just about to. That's when he can tell. Yeah, that's what they call me, the pistol. I would, I tell the story about that special moment in Capitol High gym. When I put up 70 as a freshman, and it was of course across 3 different games, and I had about 50 turnovers to go with it. But it happened. That's a thing.
Yeah, definitely. And one more surprise. We kind of talked about it when I took over. We will retire your jersey this year.
Oh wow.
COVID, messed everything up the first year I got there, and then we didn't have a season, and last year was just chaotic. But we will retire your number 7 jersey.
Awesome, man.
For baseball.
Awesome. Well, that's great.
How about that?
This is awesome, man. Yeah, no, this is special. It really is. A lot of fond memories there.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, anytime.
So you're a Hall of Famer now, and you got a jersey retired.
HOF, bro.
How about that?
Well, the GOAT.
Well, my bad.
You're the first jersey retired in baseball, bro?
Yeah, first one. First one.
Wow. Dude, were you actually good?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
3-time All-State, I think.
It wasn't
like
bad. And it was a different era, too, in baseball. It was a different era.
I mean, back then, I'll be honest, football, and it was baseball. Like, baseball was.
Oh, yeah. And the city of Baton Rouge itself.
Yeah.
And that correlates, too, with LSU's success. I mean, it wasn't just me. There was a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of schools that produced some really good players. It was the golden age of baseball in Baton Rouge.
It definitely was. And we have 14 inductees. This is your official induction letter.
Okay, cool.
That's your official letter. But yeah, you had to be. You're my guy. I had to come on there and let you know first. Everybody else will find out Monday.
Okay, all right. I was just getting ready to ask you. Okay, who else we got?
I was about to ask you. Are we announcing anybody else, or is that all? That's all on the download.
Yeah. And I'll shoot you a text and let you know who's in.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it. Very cool, man. Thank you for coming and cool surprise.
Yeah, man.
This doesn't happen to me very often. You don't get me like this very often. This is well played.
Well, it's thanks to Terrell. He's the one who reached out and wanted to do it, and we're glad to make it all happen. So, congrats, man. Ryan Theriot going into the Broadmoor Athletic Hall of Fame and having his number 7 retired. You know what? Jarvis Landry last week had his jersey retired at Lutcher. That's a dude that played at LSU, was on one of the greatest teams ever in 2011, was a second-round draft pick, has had immense success in the NFL. And when he went back to Lutcher and was having his jersey retired, he was crying. Like, he's so emotional. Just when you have that affiliation and that camaraderie with your school and the pride, it matters, man. It means a lot. So I'm fired up for you.
It does. Yep. It does. I'm proud. I'm happy I'm in this position to do this for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad I got this hat. This is fire.
Hey man, we have some new hats coming in. I think I showed you on Facebook. Yeah, so
you'll be happy to know we made, our colors with Hudco are orange and gray or orange and black. But my guy Joe Morales, I got to shout him out. He had a Hudco shirt made. Did you know this?
Mm-mm.
He had a Hudco shirt made with the Broadmoor baby blue and red. How you doing?
You don't need to tell me that, bro. You know I'm not happy about that.
I
It's
know.
not Broadmoor. I'm all about branding.
But it's fire.
HUD goes orange.
Oh, yeah. It's fire.
Hey, man, it's nothing like those colors, man.
That's right. That's right.
We appreciate it, Terrell. Thank you so much for coming in,
Thank you
man.
for
It was
having me,
awesome,
guys.
and congrats to you. That's it's an awesome surprise and very cool to see.
Yep.
All right, it is after further review. We'll knock out a break. We'll continue. We will pick Saints-Panthers coming up, and I know Terrell's got to get to a football game.
Yeah, I got to get to a football game.
He's got to go.
Who we got tonight?
Oh, we have St. Michael. It used to be Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's give this. You know what 2 wins in a row is called?
Winning streak.
That's a winning streak.
That's a streak.
That's a winning streak.
Let's go.
We'll continue. It's AFR.
AFR.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old marks. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfectant.
They be like, no, he didn't. Love tattoos and fast cars, do you know who we are? I'm Lil Weezy, putting it down for Cinnamon. Every time I come around your city, bang, bang. Make it rain, read about anything, bang. Every time
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Takes a lot to get me out of orange and black, bro. I mean, check out your boy wearing a Broadmoor shirt, Broadmoor hat. I do look good in baby blue, don't I?
You look good.
Like, this is a good color scheme. I'm not gonna lie. It's a fire color. It is a fire color scheme. I'm not gonna lie to you. As I always say, like a lot of LSU fans don't like when I say this. The best uniform in college football is Ole Miss's powder blue helmet, red jersey, gray pants. It is fire. It is the most gorgeous uniform in college football. They have it's perfection.
You can accent the red, and it does it. It really looks good.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the powder blue is enough of or the baby blue is it's enough of a dominant color that's not so overwhelming that it can be the primary. Like, you can wear a powder blue shirt like this and it looks good.
Can I just do whatever I want because I'm a Hall of Famer now?
Well, don't you do that anyway?
Yeah, pretty much.
You surprised?
It was a good surprise.
Yeah,
it was a big surprise. That was good, man. Hats off to you because you don't get me that way very often, but you got me that way.
Surprising you?
Yeah.
You know what? And I wanted to make sure that your family was aware. No, I didn't tell them, but I had to let Jonna know to make sure she was watching and the kids were watching as well, because I wanted them to see it. But I couldn't arrange to get them here, and I didn't know, like, during the day if you were with her, so I couldn't text her and be like, "Hey, is Ryan with you?" Like, you know what I mean? So it was. I had to wait till you were here to text her to be like, "Hey, make sure you and the kids are watching at 5:15."
Well done.
Yeah. So she texted you.
She texted me.
Yeah. She did.
Congratulations,
dude. It's not only is the Hall of Fame cool, but they're retiring your number, man.
You know, the funny thing,
they're retiring your number.
Yeah, it's Broadmoor, bro. It's my spot. It's my people over there.
Like when I talked to Terrell and I was like, "Man, that's all." He's like, "Dude,
we ain't never done it, dog."
He's like, "The guy won 2 World Series championships. He was like 3-time All-State. Won a College World Series." Like, yeah, I get it. I mean, this is the first Hall of Fame. First, there are gonna be others. Trust me, there are gonna be others.
So when I was a freshman at Broadmoor, I was walking around the gym, because basketball's my thing. I mean, we talk about that all the time. It's pretty good. And they have a trophy. I don't know if they still do, but they had a trophy case in there. And I'm looking at it, and there's a picture of a dude, from 100 years ago playing baseball. And he's pitching. I'm like, look at this guy. It was my dad.
Oh, no kid.
Sure was. Yeah. Randy was in there.
Oh, Randy.
That's
awesome. Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Again, that's phenomenal. All right, it's after further review brought to you by Mold Zero USA. We'll get you a Saints, Panthers, and LSU New Mexico pick here in just a second, preview and prediction. I was at Aesthetic earlier today, and one of the ladies who works there said, "Hey, my husband wanted me to ask you about a mold company or something." I said, "Yeah, it's Mold Zero. Mold-0USA.com. That's the website. Mold-0, Z-E-R-O, USA.com. Mold Zero, it is a patented, non-toxic, dry fog treatment. And it's so minimally invasive. It'll get every nook and cranny, but you really just have to wait for it to dry. So you're only out of your house for a couple hours. Like, that's
hour and a half. And the cool thing about it, Matt, is there's no demo. So normally when you have mold and you have an issue at your home,
sheetrock and all
you're cutting sheet, and it's a nightmare. Which most of the big boys, that's what they do. All of the big boys, that's what they do. But this process is much easier. It's been done in schools, homes, everywhere. I talked to Jim earlier today.
Did you?
Yeah, he was in 2 or 3 homes in Baton Rouge, just smaller stuff in bathrooms that they went and fogged it and got it done and killed the mold, and that was it. So very easy, quick process.
Mold-0USA.com. Spell it out. Mold-0, Z-E-R-O, USA.com. And Jim just happens to be one of the most interesting guys I've ever talked to in my life. So even if you just call him and have a conversation with Jim, like, seriously, I could probably just pepper that guy with questions and listen to him talk for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. Mold Zero USA, mold-0USA.com, serving all of Greater Baton Rouge, all of New Orleans, North Shore. Go to the website. You'll see the phone number at the top, mold-0USA.com, either the Baton Rouge or the New Orleans phone number. All right, Saints and Panthers Sunday in Charlotte. Let's go through the injury report real quick. Here's your Friday injury report. Traquan, some of the changes. Traquan Smith, Adam Prentice, Deontay Hardy, all were full participants after being limited. The bad news is that Alontae Taylor is out. He's officially been ruled out for the game. He practiced on Wednesday. Apparently, had a knee injury. He was limited on Thursday and did not practice Friday, officially ruled out. So Alontae Taylor out. Paulson Adebo is officially questionable for the game. If you don't have Taylor or Adebo, then you become very, very thin in that secondary. Marcus May also questionable. Jameis Winston is officially listed as questionable for the game. So that's something that we've got to keep our eye on is what Jameis's role is going to be on Sunday. As for Carolina, their injury report is not quite as extensive as New Orleans. Of consequence, Dante Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, who were limited early in the week, were full participants this week. So looks like they were full participants on Friday and are going to be good to go for Sunday. When I look at the Saints and the Panthers, for me, this really comes down to two things. Number one is turnovers. The Saints turned the ball over 5 times last week against Tampa. That's the most in a game since 2012. You just can't go on the road and turn the ball over. Carolina's offense has really struggled so far this year. They've lost 2 games by a combined 5 points. But New Orleans and Carolina are all-time are 13-13 in games in Charlotte. So it's been very competitive there. The Saints have had the upper hand overall in the series of late. But the best surefire way to lose a road game against a team that you probably should beat is go and turn the ball over a bunch. And that's what the Saints did on Sunday against Tampa in that fourth quarter. And unfortunately, it's one of the reasons I'm very, very nervous about this game. Because Carolina, while their offense isn't very good and they haven't really found a way to finish, you turn the ball over, that's the surefire way to get them into to keep them in the game. So if Jameis starts, he's got to protect the football. I mean, it's that simple. And on the other side, it's like, I think the Saints defense is better than Carolina's offense by a mile. I don't think Carolina, Christian McCaffrey has really been their only weapon that's had success so far this year. And he has had some success against New Orleans as well. But I don't think Carolina has the weapons to really attack this Saints defense and make them pay. So you're probably talking about a lower scoring game. For the Saints, it's really protect the football and protect your quarterback. If you keep Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton upright, you're going to win this game. But right now, you're talking about, Jameis was sacked 4 times against Atlanta and 6 times against Tampa. So 10 sacks in 2 games is just too much. Especially when you got a quarterback with a back issue. You got to keep your quarterback upright, and you got to protect the football. If the Saints do those 2 things, if you limit the sack numbers and limit the turnovers, the Saints will win this game. I will be very, very, very hesitant to do this, but I'm going to pick the Saints in a low-scoring game. I'm going to pick the Saints 20-17. I think Carolina has just keep finding ways to lose close games, and I don't trust Carolina's offense to make enough plays. Now, the Saints did lose a one-sided game in Carolina last year, but that was the game whenever the whole running back room, their coaches were all out with COVID and everything. It was just a disaster. And everything kind of caught up to him and snowballed in that moment. And Jameis did have a couple of interceptions in that game also. So go protect the football. I think they should be able to win a close game in Carolina. I'll take the Saints 20-17.
The turnovers are the issue, obviously, but the point that you made, protecting your quarterback to make sure he's not rushing those throws. 3 turnovers, I think, in the last 5 possessions for the Saints last game. And the guy's running for his life.
Look at you, stat guy.
He's broken, obviously. His back's broken. He's out there playing through, some major injuries. But so here's my thing. The 4 fractured vertebrae, that's not enough to get the other guy in.
I'm with you.
I mean, and we're not talking about a scrub that's never played quarterback before.
It's why you signed Andy Dalton.
To go in there and play, shout out to Jameis for just gutting it out and playing. But I mean, at what point do you go, Coach, Uncle, my back's broke?
Or someone needs to go, hey, no, look, we're tapping you out.
Right.
And I think if he struggles again at the start of this game, that it's time. You can't. I said this on Monday. I respect the Warrior mentality, but not at the consequence of hurting the team overall, especially when you've got Andy Dalton sitting right there. All right, it's after further review. We'll wrap up the show, get you a final thought on LSU, New Mexico. I think we all understand it's going to be a one-sided game. We'll see how much time we have left for Ask Ryan. So fire away. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hey, man, I had lunch today with Adam and Jay over at Insurance Network of Louisiana. But we didn't we didn't have lunch at the office. We went to lunch, but I had lunch with them. You know what's, I mention this often. Of course, they will shop independently for free to find you better coverage for less money. We all know what's going on. A lot of, going on in the state with all the storms and what's happening with a bunch of insurance providers. The great news with Insurance Network of Louisiana is they have relationships with dozens of the top-rated companies in the world. So, a lot of people have had their insurance company leave the state, and you're looking for a new insurance provider. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana find that best company, that best option for you. 293-0450, 293-0450, or online at lainsurance.net. That's lainsurance.net. And then remember, they are your agent. So, I have a big, giant crack in my windshield, rock hit and splice. So I called Jay and was like, hey, man, I got a crack in the windshield. Well, my policy, I get a free windshield replacement. So he went and filed it for me. They're contacting me. The safe flight is to come replace my windshield. Insurance Network of Louisiana, lainsurance.net.
Shop,
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shop a style.
Oh, yeah!
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. In Town Center, we are looking forward to being there tomorrow, T-Bob and I, for whiskey and wine as soon as LSU and New Mexico go final. Find us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page. We'll be there. Again, it's worth noting, it is an adult show. I mean, it's guys talking to a bar. We curse and we're drinking booze and smoking cigars. So
there's a lot of cursing.
Mostly T-Bob, but yes, there is a lot of cursing. All right, thought on LSU, New Mexico tomorrow. You can hit the music, Muse.
I'm excited to see one of the more dominant players from last year get some time on the field in Jack Besh.
You're such a homer. I love Jack too. You're such a Jack Besh.
Coach Kelly talked
I love
about
it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm fired up too.
He talked about it earlier in the week, and there was some grumblings, and so I want to see the ball get in his hands a little bit.
They're going to get him involved.
And
sure.
so
same way week 2 they got Kayshon.
That's right.
Like, just they're gonna feed him. They need to. He's got 2 catches through 3 games.
Yeah.
He's got to get more targets for sure.
I mean, you brought the guy to media days, for Christ's sake. So
That's true. Great point.
So I'm excited to see that. And then, this LSU defense, man, can they continue to dominate the way that they did, against Mississippi State?
Glenn, by the way, this is poor Glenn, by the way. Did I tell you I met poor Glenn?
No, you didn't tell me that.
I met.
And you survived.
I survived.
Congratulations.
Glenn, who wanted to turn me into a skin suit. When we had the remote at Rouse's a few months back, the Saturday morning whiskey tasting.
Oh.
Glenn showed up.
Is he a nice guy?
Super.
Love it.
But that's the front.
Good point.
That's the front.
Yeah, he's nice until you're tied up in his basement.
They lure you in by being super nice. Anyway, Glenn said, "Congrats, Ryan. I was class of 1981."
Oh, thanks, Glenn. I'll lose my
TK asked Ryan, does Bowie have any bows more adapted to older people? I'm taking my 2 old buddies, Jerry and John, hunting next week and want to keep them safe.
100%. I would recommend a crossbow. Very easy and a lot of fun, too.
Ask Ryan, have you ever had the brisket sausage from Chris's Specialty Meats?
Yes, I've had almost everything from Chris's Specialty Meats. Very good.
Everything. There is. Okay, we're almost out of time. Score for tomorrow?
42-7.
I think LSU's going to score less. 31-10 is what I'll go with. LSU over New Mexico. I just don't think New Mexico can score. Their offense is no good. So big day defensively for LSU. Let's see if maybe that offense can get rolling a little bit. Maybe see a lot of the backups for LSU heads to Auburn next week. All right, Muse, Paulie, we appreciate y'all so much. Congrats again, Ryan Theriot, Broadmoor High inaugural Sports Athletic Hall of Fame class, and having his number 7 jersey retired. Congrats, dude.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you on Monday at 3. Have a great one.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we remind you about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com, new and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. That's southpointvw.com. Weekend is upon us, so I just noticed Paulie's thumbnail for the Kayshon, Father Time. For the Kayshon story. You get it, Father Time?
I get it.
Because he's a dad now. He's a father.
Well played, Paulie.
That was so good. I love puns. Good job, Paulie. It's after further review. South Point Volkswagen. The weekend is upon us. Great time for a test drive if you want to go check it out. Go to the website, shop the inventory. You can even work out your financing online. So do it all online and then just go test drive it and grab the vehicle and take it home. South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Because they move so much inventory, they can give you a better deal on your trade-in and get you a better deal on your new vehicle. It's at South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Airline just north of Highland. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off MSRP on a new 2021 Ford F-150. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana Products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.